Ah, here we are. 7:15. Little later than usual. Sorry about that, chat. I was fighting tide and time to get The Wanted up for patrons. It's out now on Patreon. It'll be out later for people publicly, probably like, at midnight or something. Morning, he says. Well, it's morning somewhere. All right. This, though, is Portrayal, a series of live streams where, I was going to say we, that's not correct. Nobody else is with me in the booth yet. We'll get some people in right now, but for now it's just me alone. But I, Omega, and several of the other members of the Goof Troop Team Yu-Gi-Oh! Look at Yu-Gi-Oh! Cards. And their art. And also what they do, sometimes, about stuff. But usually, I kill some time when we start the stream by talking about what's going on in the wacky wide world of sports, a.k.a. Yu-Gi-Oh! There's a couple of things going on, some of which I don't feel the need to get too much in on. As usual, drama stuff's, like, super spicy, but we don't really get a lot of traction as a channel talking about drama. Though I guess I should add Genesis to the tags. Just to make sure that stuff's out there. Yeah, that's the non-drama thing. Look at Rex in chat. They're saying, we did get an announcement that Yu-Gi-Oh! Is finally has finally caught on to the technology most card games have had, including Rush Duels. We are getting what they are calling overframe arts, or overframe rarities, for both OCG and TCG. So, presumably, we're getting frame breaks. Is it like a normal full art? Knowing Yu-Gi-Oh! Probably not, but Rush Duels does have some overframe type stuff where, normally monsters are inside the picture, the card frame. They're constrained by it, and it looks like some of these are going to, bust out from the frame. Some of the Rush Duel ones they do are pretty cranked, so hopefully this is pretty cool. I believe we're starting this. Let me go grab news translations. But I believe we're starting this with the Limit Over Collection. Yeah, so Limit Over Collection, the Heroes, it's not on sale until... Heroes and Rivals, sorry. They're two separate sets, not until next year. Where they're going to have 4 cards per pack, 15 packs per box. They're all going to be Ulti or Super. Rarity normally. But they will have overframe cards with designs the explosion explodes off. And they said limited number with serial numbers. So they will be serialized, which is interesting for... get there. They're only doing 18 of the sets that will be the overframe, and since it's going to be Heroes and Rivals, I'm assuming it's going to be all the, like, basic bitch stuff, like, Dark Magician, Stardust Dragon, probably E-Hero Neos as, like, the iconic one there. Maybe Flame Wingman, I don't know. Blue Eyes, White Dragon, RDA, that kind of stuff. That's actually kind of relevant because some of who knows, maybe one of them will be Borland at this rate. Sorry, just my bed music volume a little. But yeah, it's taken them forever to get in there. But they did too, extended full artwork. Let me see if we've got a translation. Overframe cards, card design features, illustrations exploding off the artwork frame, new feature. Yeah, it's just what we got. And on Twitter, the TCG department did confirm that they are doing overframes as well. How exactly we'll get them, I don't know. But we're doing it. That's cool. Well, yeah, saying, like, obviously, yeah, it's going to be the core basic stuff, but it's still neat. It's taken them a long, long time to get here. Hopefully we can, like, introduce it as a more common thing for some other stuff, but, the nostalgia is where we're at. But they do say details are coming soon, you know, extending beyond the art frame. Yeah, they said that, so it's happening. This year's holiday box also is the Prismatic Summon, which is like they're doing a box themed on every summoning mechanic. So if you are upset that you know Genesis is leaving Link and Pendy behind, don't be, because they're doing it. They're still remembering them for this. But they announced 2 new cards. We got a new Ritual and we got a new Fusion. The Ritual is we retrained Demise again. End of the World Ruler. The Ruler of Oblivion and Armageddon is his full name. Whose name is Demise, King of Armageddon, in the hand or on the field. That's very cute. Also, you can reveal and pay 2k life points, and he just banishes a ritual spell, and it becomes a ritual effect. That's pretty cool. And then also he can become, like, 5,900 attack and stuff. Some people are calling him Verte for ritual spells, and it's like, nah, not quite, but he is pretty cool. The fusion they showed is Nightmare Eyes Sacrifice, or Nightmare Eyes Restrict, which is a level 1 Dark Illusion. It's the illusion version of Restrict, Thousand Eyes Restrict, who's just any 2 monsters with different types that are among Fiend, Illusion, and Spellcaster. If it's special summoned or if it battles at the end of the battle phase, you can equip a monster your opponent controls to it. It gains attack equal to the equipped monster's total attack. If it battles a monster, neither can be destroyed. Your opponent's monsters can't attack monsters except this one. Just a cute little tool, you know, giving Chimera Fusion type decks a lot to work with as usual, because, hey, guess what? That's a Dark Illusion Fusion who requires Fiends and Illusions and maybe Spellcasters. And they're reprinting a lot of support stuff. Presumably this means there will be, like, 1 extra bit of generic support for Synchro, Xyz, Link, and Pendulum as well. Some people, like, on OCG Twitter are already saying that, like, you know, Demise was, like, the first ritual monster ever restricted. Thousand Eyes was, like, the first fusion monster ever, like, banned. So maybe we'll do a thing like that. I don't know. But they're doing a cute little thing that's cool. I mentioned before, though, you know, it was derailed by actually bringing up the full arts natively. Thank you, chat. But the drama thing that I don't think we're going to, like, detail too on this going in now is that Simo did recently put out a video, one of his, you know, Show a Magic Player video, where he was talking about cards that are, like, now legal in Genesis. And the video itself seems pretty divisive, partially because Simo called Genesis a divisive format, which I agree with most commentators. Doesn't really feel like the read. Most people seem to either be really excited for Genesis, or at the very least, they're just like, well, no links, no pendulums. That's not my thing. And in general, the vibe I've gotten from seeing some clips, it's a really long video, Simo seems kind of, like, bitter about Genesis, but he clearly has some feelings that are just, like, not factually correct. Like, saying that, you know, the points values are, like, vibe-based. No, they may seem random, and some of them are probably, like, within a couple points of error for being funny, but, like, no, they're very deliberately designed. Why is Trap Dust Shoot 94 points? Well, it's because Trapaholic and those other trap cards that set any normal trap card from the deck are 7 points. Like, everything is weighed to prevent an exact point value of a combo that sucks ass. Like, it is not sloppy. It's exceptionally well constructed for what it's doing. Obviously, it does cut out pendulums and links in order to have a simplified game state, and I don't know if we want to say that is a positive, but, you know, it's doing something interesting and new. And I gotta be real, yeah, of course they're doing something interesting and new. They can't do something interesting and new for Edison. It was 1 fucking week. Sorry. This is my... I feel like I'm growing in my contrarian bones. Chat, I'm like... The like... More people go to bat and are, like... sad or mad about, like, Edison not getting support, the more I'm like, good, fuck Edison. I don't actually feel that bad about the format. It's just like I've mentioned before. I don't really get the appeal about a format that's static, even if it's super wide open. Like, it's literally just 1 weekend between releases. And also, I've talked about this before, you, as a company, Konami can't support Edison forever because that's, like I said, a fixed card pool that doesn't ever change, that you don't want to change, and it cannot be marketable to past a certain point. Like, they tried with Retro Pack with old card text. Nobody fucking liked that. They tried retro reprints with modern card text, but there are Yugi Boomer-ass people. Not that Synchro Era... I mean, Synchro Era should be called Yugi Boomer, but people don't think of it that way. But, like, people with these Yugi Boomer-type takes are like, no, if it doesn't have the old card text, it's wrong. I can't wrap my brain around errata. And it's just like, well, so literally, Konami can't do anything for you. You're just going to buy your one set of cards and sit on them, and cool. That's great. They can't make a product for you. And guess what? They can't officially host Edison events if they can't make a product and sell it to you, because they don't make enough money to host events just for you to play Edison forever. Anyway, Genesis has a shitload of effort put into it, I think, that encourages people not only to buy new and different product, but also to bust out their old product and, you know, do really unique things that the core card game's not designed around, unless they decide it's designed around. Anyway. Lots getting a coffee. He should be joining in. I don't... X said he could pop in and then leave, but he might not do that. His scheduling's a little fuckled. But today we're going to continue our run both of Reigns cards and also talking about structure decks, because that's another thing I've been talking about. But in the Vrains era, they did a lot of anime structure decks. There were like 3, I think, or 4 Link structure decks that were usually, you know, themed around Code Talkers or Cyberse Schlop. There was a Salomon Great structure deck, obviously. We'll get there. That one was very iconic, the Soulburner structure, because it included a variety of easily accessible Fire Cyberse Link cards, but also was, I think, the first, like, structure deck printing of Ash Blossom, kind of, you know, put Ash Blossom everywhere, which is a whole thing. But, guess what? There was a Rocket structure deck as well, which had some unique printing, several of which did kind of kick off, you know, a lot of the elements of Dragon Link. Now, chat, Dragon Link and Rocket are not synonymous. There are quite a lot of Rocket cards, Rockets, which are all Dark Dragons, and become Borels, which are all Dark Dragons in the extra deck. But anyway, there are quite a lot of Rockets which are not useful to the greater Dragon Link effect. Also, Dragon Link made heavy use of the Guard Dragons. Current modern D-Link also makes heavy use of Bestials and the, you know, kind of generic Chaos set. Lots of Chaos Dragon stuff kind of come back. And, you know, really anything that is, you know, Dragon adjacent. Chamber Dragon Maid and Dragon Maid Tidying as kind of like a special form of interrupt, which is easily searchable and accessible, you know, on your normal summon, which Rocket doesn't even necessarily need, you know, kind of sprung up and stuff like that. So, you know, there's a wide variety here, but the core is the Rocket engine. And so, to explain the deck a little, first of all, it's all right there in the title, chat. These dragons are also guns, or bullets. And specifically in the OCG, Rocket, with 2 Ks, was called Vullet, or Verit. It's probably Vullet, though, because it's Varetto, which is bullet, but with a V. But VB are interchangeable syllables. And the Borel archetype was Varel, Vareru, which sounds, you know, variable, but also is Barel, but with a V. In the TCG, they went Borel, which sounds like barrel, but is different enough to be different. I guess they decided not to go the Verit route. Honestly, I think they could have done, you know, Verit as opposed to Rocket. But I kind of get what they're going for. Almost all of their names are, like, referencing, various gun-related things. The guy who uses them is called, in the States, he's called Varys, which is just kind of like normal. And also, way too few syllables. I don't know how they pull that off with the fucking mouth flaps. But his code name in the Japanese version was literally Revolver. And I think everybody just calls him Revolver because, that's much more iconic than calling him Varys. Yeah, it's like twice as many syllables as Varys. I don't know what the hell they're doing. How do they pull this off, chat? But the rocket guys and several unassociated dragons. We have several dark dragons that are gun-themed that are not part of it. But quite a lot of them out there have a recurring thing that they are primarily a link climbing deck, though they have access to a fusion monster and a synchro monster, both of which are also fairly important and iconic to the game for reasons. But, one of those things to think about, and they are all dark dragons. They're actually dragons. Unlike several cards we looked at in recent episodes that had dragon in the name and were not dragon. But they also have a strong theme about destroying themselves. They are, ammunition that blows up. And arguably there's even some more, like, how would I say it? Like, iconic... whatchamacallits? There are several dark dragons from the Link era that are supposed to be about link climbing that are not directly related that we won't be talking about. This is an archetype that has a slight amount of censorship in the TCG, but less than you'd think. We'll begin, of course, with the field spell, which is also an example of how this sort of thing works. So the field spell is Boot Sector Launch. You've probably heard of it. So the OCG version is the black cylinder. The TCG version is the reddish cylinder. I don't really get what they're going for here, other than if it's all red and not like a gunmetal-y, gray-black type. It looks more like a toy. It looks more like a Nerf gun. Because even in the OCG, they're fucking, glowing with Tron lines and shit, so... It's not too severe of a difference. Not too severe. Sorry, stretching my neck a little, chat. But yeah, you can see them side by side, so... Judge for yourself. Now, Boot Sector Launch... in the OCG, there are going to be a lot of name changes, so I will try to remember them all. In the Boot Sector, in the OCG, Boot Sector Launch is Revol Boot Sector, Ribor Buto Sector. So it's like a pun. It sounds like the way they spelled, I should say, Revol Boot is like revolver, revolba, just the slightly different vowel sounds. So that's funny. Revol Boot Sector is terrible in English, so Boot Sector Launch. They're called rockets. Launch makes some sense. And if you don't know, which you might not, as I feel like computer literacy has gotten weird despite being more reliant on computers, but the boot sector is the part of a disk, a CD specifically, that contains the code that is actually used to load a program. Like the boot sector is the spot where your computer reads it and understands that that's where we're like, the program, it boots from here. We run the program from this sector. So that does kind of carry the implication of a starter. But doing a few different things. So, what does the card do? It's a field spell. First of all, rockets on the field, getting 300 attack and defense. This is not important, but, you're doing it. And you can activate one of these two effects. First, you can either special summon up to 2 rocket monsters with different names from your hand in defense position. If your opponent controls more monsters than you, you can special summon rockets with different names from your graveyard in defense position up to the difference. You can use each effect. You can only use this effect, once per turn. Oh, is that a Loth sliding?
Hello.
Hello.
It is me. I'm sliding in. I can't see the stream yet because things are still booting up.
Well, you'll get there eventually. Luckily, you are pretty early. I'm still talking about the starter, the field spell. Because, of course, they have a field spell.
I got myself a nice warm coffee and a chocolate milkshake.
This guy's going to be juiced as hell.
Oh, something nice and hot and then something nice and cool.
True.
All chocolated up. But no, I don't know anything about rockets. I don't know how they play. So I'm interested to see how they go.
You've probably seen a few of these because Dragon Link is a thing that's kind of built on the shell of rockets. But also, this was the main archetype of an anime rival, so there's a shitload of these things. I'm going to show chat some of these cards, Loth, and they're going to be like, huh? What's that? Literally never heard of this card. I'm going to be like, I assure you, it's quite real. The Chobam Armor Dragon is real, chat.
When it comes to the rockets, all I know from what I've seen with other people play it, it's mostly leading into a fucking ball load, but I don't know if those are similar.
Oh, yes, no. In the anime, the guy who plays rockets, that's his extra deck. He is also the Boral load guy. And Boral sword and Boral shield and stuff. Yeah. So the funny thing is that the Boral parts of the deck are usually pretty generic. So he ended up creating a lot of really annoying generic Link 4s and Link 3s. But the core of the rocket shell is pretty good. So, to reiterate for Loth, the field spell...
Rocket shell?
I mean, yeah, they're all... The OCG name for this is Bullet, a.k.a. Bullet.
I literally finger gun towards Discord when I said that.
I could tell. But yeah, so the field spell just gives each of them 300 attack and defense, and then it allows you to either summon up to 2 with different names from your hand, or if your opponent has more monsters than you, you can summon... rockets with different names in your graveyard and defense position up to the difference. So their launcher, their starter, basically just floods the board. You at least get 2 guys, and is still pretty important to many brews of Dragon Link. Just starting with 2 guys, if you can get enough of them out there, is pretty good. But also,
no,
I feel
Pendulum summoning is too much, but this field spell, that's fine.
Well, Pendulum summoning would be fair if it only let you pendulum summon up to the number of monsters your opponent controls.
Hold on. Sorry, I just booted up the stream. Why is there 2 different versions of this? Is one of them censored?
Yes, effectively. The all-red version is from the TCG. I was talking about that earlier. I don't really know why, but they do this a couple of times. I guess it makes it look less like a real gun part and more like a toy if it's bright red. But it still has fucking Tron lines and shit, so I don't know, man.
It still has the guys in there as, like, bullets ready to be fired. It doesn't...
No, you don't understand. It's a launcher. They're rockets. It's a rocket launcher for a space program. It's not. They're bullets in your gun. Now, I don't know if Rocket was the first ever archetype to do this, but This is probably the most iconic case, chat, of the Link one that gets the field spell. Because here it is. Here's this fucker. This is Striker Dragon. You have probably seen this guy because, I'm going to be honest with you, chat, even the fact that this guy searches the field spell isn't the only thing this guy does. I played 2 of this fucker in Metalmorph. And like Metalmorph Red Eyes, because you can summon Black Metal Dragon, send it off of Striker Dragon, which triggers its search, grab Darkness Metal Dragon, banish the Striker Dragon because he's a useless piece of shit, summon Darkness Metal, summon back the Black Metal Dragon, and either equip it or send it to Graveyard again to get another search, because that guy's not once per turn. Anyway. We're out here doing advanced dragon shit. By the way, that's actually a combo also in Dragon Link decks, because DMD is banish any dragon and summon back any dragon. But yeah, Striker Dragon is named after the Striker, which is the firing pin of a gun.
I was about to say, he looks like a hammer.
Yeah, his head is shaped like the hammer of a revolver, probably. And he's got like a weird barrel body.
Torso is like, yeah, like part of a bullet casing.
Yeah, I couldn't quite finish the joke, so I went with what's actually, I'm only slightly embarrassed to admit, technically a Ruby reference to say it's also a gun. But my real thoughts was I really wanted to see if I could work in a Gundramon joke. Because I'm going to be real with you, chat. These... Loth, you don't know, man. Like I said, you're not super familiar with these cards. Striker Dragon's pretty normal. You're going to look at a lot of these guys and go, wait a minute, this is just a Digimon. This is a dragon made out of guns. And I'm going to be like, yeah, it is.
Oh, fuck. So I'm just recalling, because, yeah, he's in Time Stranger, just being like, yeah, Gundramon. It's just a dragon of guns.
He's just so, like, literally, there was a meme from one of Save the Data's, like, Chaos Jeopardies. They did a Digimon category, and there were just so many just, like, wrong, it's Gundramon answers.
Yeah. They took the joke of, like, oh, this thing evolves into a gun, just literally. Like, fuck you.
But yeah, Striker Dragon, you've probably seen him. Honestly, not bad. Like, you can clearly tell the gun-inspired parts. He's got a hammer pull for a head. The firing pin is his tail. He's got the other bits these guys usually do, which is he's got, little energy wings. The rocket monsters and their associated friends are not really big on arms.
Yes. What I would assume would be his arms look like tiny little sticks going, eh, eh.
Yeah. But Striker Dragon is a Doc Dragon, Link 1, 1000 attack. Its materials, exactly 1 level 4 or lower dragon monster. Which is not, nothing. There are a decent amount of 7s in the Rocket archetype for reasons we'll get to later. Spoilers, it's because Borreload Savage Dragon is an 8. Yeah, that guy's technically part of this, too. Striker Dragon says, if this card's Link summoned, add a Boot Sector launch from your deck to your hand. You can target a face-up monster control and 1 rocket in your graveyard. Destroy the monster on the field. If you do, add that other monster to your hand. You can release each effect once per turn. So, it searches the field spell, and it can blow up a guy, including itself, to get a rocket back from your graveyard. And just start the shit over again. So, nah, this guy is a... Like I said, Striker Dragon, I feel like, really exemplified the Link one that searches the field spell shit. He is also a starter, which, again, makes a lot of sense because he is a gun starter. Alright, now we're going to talk about a guy who is related to this archetype, but is not directly in it, but alphabetically his name comes first, and it is one of those 7s I talked about. He was printed first and only so far in the Rocket Revolt structure deck. It's Absolouter Dragon. Now, to be fair, chat, this is not a gun. This is a router. This is what my network comes through. You can tell because of the wires and the antennas.
It's kind of cute. I like it.
Yeah, it's all right. I don't hate this design. It is very funny because, like, literally, he is a Wi-Fi router. Like, those are Wi-Fi antennas for his wings and on his body. I'm not sure I like his weird teeth, but that's probably the only thing. But, like, this literally looks like it could be a novelty router. Just use those things on his feet, his claws, to, like, mount him somewhere. There he is. Now you have Wi-Fi.
Is there even a thing for novelty routers?
I don't know.
An untapped market.
But, you know, keep it in mind. But Absolrouter is another guy that's very in there. Also, yes, chat brought that up. In the TCG, Striker is limit 1 because he is a hard once, but it's very easy to loop him and link him. But yeah, Absolrouter is directly related to Rockets because it is a level 7 Dark Dragon with 1200 attack and 2800 defense that says, if you control a Rocket monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Absolrouter Dragon once per turn this way. If this card's sent to the graveyard, add a Rocket from your deck to your hand. You can only use this effect once per turn. So again, not directly a Rocket, but clearly directly related. He is a free special. If he's sent to the graveyard, aka you linked him off, you search a Rocket. Simple as.
No, good shit. I can see why they had to be like, nope, ban. Or limit. If people were finding ways to work around the hard once per turn.
But we're going to talk about our first Rocketo. Alright, first actual Rocket. And I do want to say I think this guy's name is a little better in English than in Japanese, where it's remember, Vullet. This is Aneth's Rocket Dragon, because it's anesthetic. Which means it's Anez Vullet Dragon in the OCG. Which is not great.
Like anesthetic. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. You could have also gone Trank
aesthetic.
Rocket Dragon, I guess. Yeah, anesthetic. Or Anesthrocket. It's still got the...
Oh, this guy was in the field spell.
Yeah, he's in there. He's tucked in there.
I can, with the way he's shaped, I can see how he could fold up into a bullet.
Yeah. This guy does actually have arms, but he doesn't have legs. We've reversed the problem.
It's one or the other.
There's something very funny about, like, his face shape, where it looks like he's got, like, a little grin on his face. It might also be because he has, like, anime evil eyes. But he looks like I mean, honestly, it looks like we stuck a needle on the head of, what's his face? Superior from Pokemon. That's just a smug snake. This guy is a smug dragon snake, a snake with arms.
Weirdly enough, normally not a fan of it. I like the way his face is shaped with his eyes as well. He's just like me.
Yeah. You know, it's very sleek. Like you said, you can understand how he could fold up and be shot out like a bullet or a rocket, because the speed lines are certainly telling you.
As we would say, the toyetic sense. You can see how, as a toy, he would be like, nye.
Yeah. So this guy is a Dark Dragon level 1 with 0 attack and 2200 defense. He is a healer butt. When a Link monster's effect is activated that targets this face-up card on the field, quick effect. Destroy this card, make a face-up monster on the field unable to attack. Also, its effects are negated. During your end phase, if this card's in the graveyard because it's destroyed on the field by battle or card effect and sent there this turn, special summon a rocket from your deck except Anesthrocket. You can use each effect of Anesthrocket once per turn. This guy's a weird guy. I don't think this one's super popular in modern Dragon Link because it doesn't, like, special summon itself or anything, and it's a level 1. You could still 1-for-1 it, I guess. This is such a weird specific thing, though, that's like, when a Link monster targets this face-up card, destroy this card, fuck it, get out of there, blow yourself up, but also make a face-up monster unable to attack and it's negated, which is not targeting. It's like, as a result of it destroying itself, you do not target a monster to negate it and make it unable to attack. And then if it's in your graveyard during the end phase, it can summon from deck. So, neat. But a little weird. But, you know, makes sense that he's a little weird, because he is a needle. It's like a trank dart bullet.
Yeah, this is your non-lethal option.
Alright. Sorry, chat, my stream previews like always so laggy. But our next one is definitely going to be more in the ballpark you're probably expecting. This is Auto Rocket Dragon. And yes, this card art is, as far as I know, not censored. Which is funny, because this guy literally has a 9mm on his head. I don't know how else to say it, chat. His head is just a bullet. You can see the fucking rim and everything.
Sorry, I don't know why that tickled me.
I mean, it's true. Look at him. He's got a bullet on his head.
The bullet
also
has a bullet.
Yeah, he's also not looking at the explosion. But kind of. Like a half a cool guy. But yeah, no, there's an explosion behind him. He's shooting out. No, that's later.
God.
He's got arms that are more arm-like than Anisthrocket.
But the way that they're shaped, like with the gloves and the bit coming off, like, makes it look like it wouldn't fold in correctly.
Yeah, I don't know. He has ball joints, but it is kind of odd to think how he compacts up. I'm also not sure with, like you said, that extra, like, armor shell. I'm not sure, like, where he has the space to fold it up as much. His tail certainly still looks like it kind of clicks together. Compacts up. But yeah, this was just Auto Bullet Dragon in the OCG. And this guy is kind of the opposite of Anisthrocket. He's also in Boot Sector Launch. He's the other monster. You can see loaded in the barrels. Sorry, semi-yawn, chat. That's not a good sign. We're pretty early. But Auto Rocket is a Dark Dragon, level 3, 1600 attack, 1000 defense. When a Link Monster's effect is activated, it targets this face-up card in the field. Quick effect, destroy this card. Send a spell trap on the field to the graveyard. During the end phase, if this card is in the graveyard because it was destroyed on the field by battle or card effect and set there this turn, special summon a rocket from your deck, except Auto Rocket. You can use each effect once per turn. So, Auto Rocket, when targeted by a Link Monster's effect, gets rid of spell traps. Both of them summoned from deck. Pretty neat, but a little slow for, like, modern Rocketo combos. Now, I talked about him, I joked about him, but let's see if you guys do actually remember. This is Chobham Armor Dragon.
Okay, what a name. Let's see.
And if you don't know, Chobham Armor is a type of composite armor. That's also what I was going to say, yes. He looks like a dog. But yeah, Chobham Armor is a specific type of composite armor used by the British military for their tanks. It sounds cool. But he's just a chunky little dog. Like, he doesn't even really look like a dragon. Maybe if more of his tail was on frame. But
Sorry.
you just
In addition to this, as Omega could probably get mad at me for posting stuff at Art Dump during stream, of course, because we mentioned Gundramon, I find a Gundramon art.
yeah,
Share it
I've
with
seen
Omega
you.
and
You're
Portrayal.
you and everybody else is having a field day. There's a shitload of Beelstarmon art going on.
And also just the fun, dumb things of like, no, let me ride this Digimon and like let me be Princess Cloud or something.
Yes, there are some Digimon that are just big ladies who are not in the quote-unquote rideable category, and everybody is sad.
But yeah, no, just fucking sticking a straw into Gundramon's fucking face.
I mean, he's got a mouth.
But
anyway,
sorry,
Chubba Armor
no.
Dragon here is a Dark Dragon level 1, 0 attack, 0 defense. When an opponent's monster declares a direct attack, special summon this card in attack position. And if you do, for the rest of this turn, can't be destroyed by battle, and battle damage you take from this card is halved.
Okay,
If
good.
this card's sent as link material, target one other dark monster in your graveyard, add it to your hand. Your opponent can add one monster from their graveyard to their hand. You can use this effect once per turn.
It's probably just the way I feel about things I consider friendship. I just want to give this guy a big hug.
Yeah, no, this guy is very friend-shaped. He is very, very friendly. Like, he's just a big, chunky armor dragon. This is an anime-ass card, like, through and through.
Yeah. Special summon. Special summon when attacked.
Yeah, protect you from direct attack, but it doesn't actually protect you because it's in attack position and it has 0 attack. You just take... It basically just says,
damage.
have the damage.
I mean, which has its niche cases.
I mean, it makes it less likely that you'll die, especially in the full card game with 8k life points, but it is certainly an oddball case. The fact that when it's sent as link material, your opponent gets to add a monster from their graveyard to their hand is just, like, unplayable. Like, that, imagine that just means they get to add back their hand traps, It's just not very good. But, like I said, he is absolutely a weird little anime guy. But this was actually used by Varus, a.k.a. Revolver, in the anime, so it is clearly meant to be related, but also it's weird.
His name is fucking Revolver?
Yeah, in the Japanese dub, it's Revolver. In America, they called him Varus, which I'm just like, nah, it's just not as good. Revolver is, like, very dorky, but at least it's like, I know what this guy's about. If you're just, minding your own business, and then in the Japanese, they're just like, Revolver. You're just like, well, I know what that guy's deal is. Anyway, chat, get ready for DMZ Dragon. The demilitarized zone dragon. Sorry if some of that was quiet. I had to stand up and get a handkerchief. Yeah, anyway, DMZ Dragon.
That... what? That's just
Yeah.
a dinosaur!
Yeah, no, I don't get it either. His name is just DMZ Dragon in the OCG as well. I don't know. This was clearly a pun that an anime scriptwriter thought of that just didn't go anywhere.
I
Yeah.
hear DMZ, my brain thought, is he gonna make you file paperwork?
Is he gonna steal a tree? Is he gonna be chosen from the tallest of all the dragons? Guys, if you don't know about it, the Korean DMZ is a wacky wild place. But yeah, no. Also, by the way, didn't need to be... I guess it's because DMZ could stand for anything, not even in the original Japanese. Do they say it's for, like, demilitarized zone dragon or anything? But it is weird that, like, they do try and censor or change some of the other names, but, this is fine. DMZ is fine. DMZ Dragon, I mean, art-wise, there's not much to say. Loth, I think, said it really well by just saying it's just a dinosaur. He is just a dinosaur. This is one of them dragons that's also a dinosaur. That's it. That's really all there is to it. So it's a Dark Dragon level 4, 0 attack, 2k defense, so it's a 2k wall. Once return, target a level 4 or lower dragon in your graveyard and one dragon monster you control. Equip that monster in your graveyard to the monster on the field as an equip spell that makes it gain 500 attack at the end of the damage step. If the monster equipped an equip card, if your monster equipped an equip card attacked, banish this card from your graveyard. Destroy as many cards equipped to that monster control. If you do, that monster can make a second attack in a row. Again, weird anime bullshit.
Yeah.
There is kind of a theme.
This guy is an anime-esque card.
Yeah, no. Like Chobo Armor is, like, clearly designed for, like, weird, like, a one-off anime interaction that's very fair. This guy is designed for a weird one-off anime interaction to win the game in a very particular way. Obviously, like, destroying your guys face up on the field is a rocket thing. That does cause them to trigger. And they are kind of an OTK deck. Almost all of them have a way better way to do that, even with them having, like, a sub-theme to equip monsters. And you'll notice that this DMZ guy is not a rocket, so he is not, like, searchable or summonable for free by any of the other guys in this archetype.
He doesn't even have a thing that says this counts as a rocket card? Oh.
No, he's not. He's not a... the only thing he shares with the rockets is that he's a Dark Dragon that's level 4 or lower, and he does have their weird energy wings. So, yeah, I don't think this guy shows up in Dragon Link lists anywhere, but he's just such a weirdo that I had to include.
It's so stupid.
I know, right? No, I did it in the wrong order. Here, I'll bring him back. I deleted him to copy and paste the text of the next monster into my search bar, not the picture of the next one. So, sorry. I'll put him back, and we'll grab Exploder Rocket Dragon is what we're looking at next. Exploder Rocket Dragon.
Gives me vibes of that, was it Pokemon Pocket TCG? Like, here's your Moltres, and it's like art in progress or something.
Yeah.
Just gotta wait for it to load on my end.
Yeah, we're still grabbing him. The wiki's being a little slow. Sorry, chat. I did that thing where I looked at a guy and I had to, like, fucking understand what I'm looking at. Well, Loth, you're gonna be in for a great time, as usual. Hey, this is another one of those guys what has a bullet on his head. It's like literally like strapped to his head.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, other than that fact, I think this guy's a pretty cool design for what rockets are doing. He's like a weird machine dragon guy with, like, fire coming off of him. But then you get to his head and you're just like, you have a bullet glued to your head.
Yeah. Without the bullet, he'd look like a normal, like, cyber dragon or something.
Yeah.
Like, cybernetic dragon.
And I guess, obviously, like, the bullet for the archetype that, like I said in the OCG, is named Bullet. Like, sure. Okay. But, like, it's still not... It's not funny, chat. Let's put it that way.
Just the fucking fact that this guy looks like a bullet, but then you just a bullet dragon, but then you just kind of stretched him out, like you just pulled him apart.
Yeah. Now Exploder Rocket Dragon, which was just Explode Bullet Dragon, is another one of those guys that I'm pretty sure saw play in a few versions of the deck, but was eventually phased out for better targets. This guy is a Dark Dragon level 7. He's 2k. Ooh. So 2000. A little low for a level 7, but still, you know, they're designed to spam links, so there's a reason. Rhymed the reason, I should say. When a Link Monster's effect is activated, targets this face-up card in the field. You can destroy it, then each player takes 2k damage. During the end phase of this card's in the graveyard, because it's destroyed on the field by battle or card effect, you can special summon one rocket from your deck, except Exploder Rocket. You can use each effect once per turn. So yeah, this just does what Anest Rocket and Auto Rocket did, except he explodes. So he's the card that burns both of you. Yay. He explodes. I think you can see why this guy does not see a lot of super popular play. All our next one is another one that's, again, he's not directly a rocket. But he's clearly in the theme and is also super funny. This is another card that's, like, technically censored, but I'm not going to bother showing it to you. I'll just describe it to you. We're going to talk about Link Belt Wall Dragon. Or in the OCG, Belt Link Wall Dragon. We just reversed the grammar a little.
Oh, it took me a second to pause what the fuck I'm looking at.
Yeah, it's a dragon made of machine gun belts. His tail is also a machine gun. The OCG version of this is just the machine gun at his tail is colored black instead of red.
Sorry. It just makes me think he fires himself out of his tail, and then it's just the tail and the head just attached. He's like, what now?
Yeah, I don't know, man. This guy's wild. He's holding 4 Konami orbs and also has 4 Konami orbs for eyes. Like, this guy's crazy. Like, this should probably be like an Arc 5 era dragon, but because he's also a gun, you're like, brains.
Is his head, like, spikes also just bullet casings? I think it is.
Yeah, no. His head is made of bullets. Now, this guy is weird. Not just because he looks weird.
Okay.
This is an Earth Dragon, level 6. So, like, very clearly this card is a card that's supposed to be related to all those dragons, what are guns, but different, as we say. So, Link Belt Wall Dragon is an Earth Dragon level 6, like I said. 0 attack, 2100 defense. Can't be normal summoned or set. Must first be special summoned. Oh, sorry, not even must first be special summoned. Must be special summoned by its own effect. When you Link Summon, you can special summon this card from your hand. If you do, place 2 counters on it. If a monster is Link Summoned, remove 2 of these counters from this card, or all if less than 2. Once per turn, during each standby phase, place 1 of these counters on this card. It doesn't even say what kind of counters they are. No monster can be Link Summoned unless this card has at least as many of these counters as that monster's Link rating. Monsters cannot attack, except Link monsters. So if you didn't get all that, chat, because it's very confusing, this guy puts 2 counters on himself, and during each standby phase, gets a counter. You cannot Link summon monsters unless that Link monster's Link rating has at least as many counters or more. So, if this card has 0 counters, you cannot Link summon at all. If it's got 1, you can summon 1. If it's got 2, you can summon 2s or 1s. It blocks out all non-Link monsters from attacking. I think the idea is supposed to be that you summon this guy when you're Link summoning, and then you keep Link climbing so it's got no tokens, and then you lock your opponent out of Link summoning. Obviously, it doesn't mean anything after the Master Rule changes. And also, it floodgates you, and also, it can't be special summoned back, so it's a terrible card, but it's so wild. You know?
Yeah, that's...
He's such a weird little guy.
Disappointed, really?
Yeah, you'd think for this big-ass guy made of guns, he'd do something different. No, he's just a fucking floodgate. Anyway, here's Magna Rocket Dragon. Once again, by the way, they changed the color of the barrel to be red so it looks more like a toy. This guy just has a fucking 357 Magnum hollow point stuck to his head.
That is just a fucking normal bullet.
It's almost photoreal with the shading in some places.
Is it weird that with his colorization, as opposed to some of the other smaller rocket guys, this guy looks like the most like a Digimon?
No, I think that saying that striking kind of like blue and red with the gold highlights is like, yeah, no, this guy. Also, he has Tron lines, but yeah, no, this guy's definitely looking a little different than some of the others. And his design is otherwise like super simple. He doesn't have like a lot of extra shit on his arms. They're just like pretty normal arms. He's got little like shoulder pauldrons, which are supposed to like close up together to make him the bullet as well. But otherwise, he's just a little guy. It's just he has a fucking photorealistic bullet on his noggin. And it's pretty fucking silly. You seen, like I said, you seen this chat? You seen this stuff? Crazy.
Yeah.
Anyway, Magna Rocket is a level 4 Dark Dragon, 1800 attack, 1200 defense. When a Link monster targets this card, blah, blah, blah. Destroy it, send a monster from on the field to the graveyard. Non-targeting. During the end phase of this card's in the graveyard because it was destroyed on the field by battle or card effect this turn. Special summon a rocket from your deck, except Magna Rocket. You can use each effect once per turn. Have you sensed a theme, chat? Basically, almost all of them, if they're destroyed, cycle in the end phase. They're all, like, once per turns, but they're all, like, how would I say, like non-exclusive. So you blow up a lot of your own guys for any reason. You can summon a lot of guys from deck during the end phase. The main thing is just, is that going to do anything? And like, I think the original way this deck is supposed to work is, again, literally they're bullets in your gun, right? You load up by summoning a bunch of them, you link them away, and then you use the ones you have left, or you save them for your opponent's turn and shoot them to do different things. This guy, sends a monster on the field of the graveyard. Aneth's Rocket, negates and makes it so it can't attack. You can send a spell or burn with the other guys. So they're all kind of balanced out. God, sorry. No, I'm just... What's up? What were you going to say?
I was about to apologize for muting up because I was finishing off my milkshake, so you don't want to hear these slurping noises.
No, it's fine. I was just lamenting that we have to look at Metal Rocket Dragon now.
Okay, let's see this shit.
Which is probably supposed to be full metal. But yeah, no, he's got a weird rifle bullet. Which is like drawn wrong. It's like drawn like it's got two casings around it.
Oh, that's so bad.
He's so weird. It looks like he's got metallic lipstick in his face, in his head.
It looks like with the fact that the bullet is so much bigger, he's just gone insane.
Yeah. Or he's just like, my head is so heavy. Because he is kind of like tilted down. Yeah, no. Like this has all the same design hallmarks that the other rockets have. It's just because the bullet is so big, there's just something silly about it. And like I said, it's not... The artist added some extra lines. It's not drawn correctly. Also, despite this guy, looking like he's got, a rifle-sized bullet, this is a level 4 Dark Dragon that's only got 1700 attack. So, the previous guy, Magna Rocket, is bigger. Anyway, when this guy's targeted by a Link Monster effect, you can destroy it, and then you destroy all cards in your opponent's all your opponent's cards in the column this card was in. So, this is, doing the funny column thing, like Broken Line, is it Iron Hammer? I think that's the trap card that has Iron Dragon Tiamaton, which is also similar in it. But yeah, column play was very big, so this does a funny punish thing with column, and then in the end phase, if it's in the graveyard, because, it was destroyed this turn, special summon a rocket. Very funny, but also, again, only so many utilities to all these different names. And he's still such a... I don't know, man. I'm having a hard time with the bullet, but that's okay. We have next is the Sam Fisher of dragons.
Good, let's move on.
This is another guy you've probably seen in passing. Noctovision Dragon, and I say you to talk to chat as well. This is a card that's been in a couple of different decks over the years because it's got a fairly easy summon condition. But it's just a weird cyber dragon with night vision goggles.
I know. Yeah, I know. That's my first immediate thought about seeing this guy. Is just the fucking startup noise of those.
Yeah,
I know. I've laughed a lot of the times when the small guys pop up, but what? How else should I react when I see this?
No, this is another case where I'm like, man, I should watch Vrain sometime. I don't know if Revolver/Varus is supposed to come across as like a try-hard, or if this is just like in Japan because of they have very strict weapon laws. Like gun-related things are like mysterious and cool and edgy, but also are not well understood. So they're just like, nah, this guy's gonna be the cool guy. All of his dragons are bullets, and it's just like, okay, you stuck a night vision helmet on a dragon. Like, that's goofy. There's a reason why we don't normally do that. Anyway, this is a level 7 Dark Dragon, which, like I said before, has been tacked into a lot of decks. I was fucking playing this in Red Eyes for a couple of years. It's got 0 attack but 2800 defense. First of all, if your opponent activates a card or effect that targets a face-down card you control, banish this card from your graveyard, negate that effect, and your opponent can't target that face-down monster with effect for the rest of this turn. That never comes up, but it is funny. But no, you can use each of the following effects once per turn. If a Dark Dragon is special summoned to your field, special summon this card from your hand. If this card's sent to the graveyard as link material, draw a card. Simplest shit in the universe.
In Red Eyes.
Yeah, if a Dark Dragon is special summoned, free level 7. So just and then you overlay for Flare Metal. But yeah, no, he's just a big guy that's like super easy to special summon. I'm pretty sure, because we're going to talk about the fact that in the recently released or upcoming set, I actually don't think the set is out yet, but they're printing another batch full of these. There's like another 5 or 6 rocket cards coming out. They, I think, even made it so, like, this guy, despite not being a rocket, is now super easy to search in the new version of the deck because this guy is so much better than, like, most of the actual rocket dragons we've talked about so far.
Oh, thank God.
Because he's just the freest special summon in the universe. Oh, if a dark dragon is special summoned to your field. You mean my entire deck?
Yeah.
Literally every monster in my deck, and then if you link it away, you get to draw a card?
My whole gimmick?
Even if it's only once per turn, that's still, like, great card. I'm pretty sure this is a... Pretty sure this is a monster, despite the fact that this guy... Yes. This guy has the name like he's a spell trap, but he is a monster. Because now we're dropping the dragon from a few of their names. We've got... Rocket Recharger. Bullet Recharger. Which is probably a name from a type of... if you've ever heard of stripper clips in firearms, they were also called chargers or charger clips. You know, because they're a way to charge the firearm faster. So this is probably, you know, a recharger.
It looks like he's just doing the fucking bit of those aren't spirit fingers. These are spirit fingers.
Or I once caught a bullet this big. But yeah, no. This guy is another card that actually saw some play. He's I mean, I don't have anything to say about him other than he's a weird glowing Tron gun guy. I feel better about his design because while it is obviously still a bullet, it's also like glowing with cyber dragon energy, you know? Like, it makes it feel less silly because it matches the rest of his aesthetic. His weird clip wings are weird, but otherwise, you know, he's just a guy. He's just a little guy. He's a little guy who's a Dark Dragon level 4 with 0 attack and 2100 defense. It says, if a dark monster you control that was special summon of the extra deck is destroyed by battle or card effect, you can send this card from your hand or field to the graveyard. Target one of those destroyed monsters. Special summon a dark monster from your graveyard with a different name. You can only use this effect once per turn. While you control a dark monster special from the extra deck, your opponent can't target this card for attacks. That's alright. Oh, your opponent blew up your big guy? No, I have a different guy. I have a new guy now. Like, not crazy, but still fairly useful in a lot of setups. Yeah, jazz hands. Jazz bullets. This is another one that's just, again, once again, just another little guy. Though this one has a different... this guy's 2 archetypes because this is Rocket Synchron.
Sorry.
He's just kind of a small guy.
I feel like I've seen this guy before, but weirdly enough, I feel like I'm the most disappointed in him.
It's probably because you've been building decks and searched Synchron before and then been like, oh. Because this guy's pretty focused on Dark Dragons. His design is just like normal rockets. He's maybe a little smaller and more compact. But that's okay. This guy is, though, really simple. This is another one that's seen a decent amount of play in different decks. So, Rocket Synchron is a Dark Dragon Tuner, level 1, with 0/0. So, he's pretty searchable. You can 1-for-1 him, stuff like that. Now that you would 1-for-1 him, because his effect is, when this card is normal summoned, target a level 5 or higher Dark Dragon in your graveyard, special summon in defense position, but negate its effect and destroy it during the end phase. Also, you can't special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except Dark Monsters, which means nothing. So, yeah, it's just a level 1 Dragon Tuner that can summon a large guy from your graveyard for free. It's good, but boring.
Yeah. It does what you expect it to do.
Now, here's another guy that, again, chat, you have probably seen. This one's pretty popular. This one is Rocket Tracer. And I'm going to be honest, this is another design that's actually pretty okay. And I'm not just saying that because he's all red.
Nope, that's the Tracer lines.
Yeah. But, like, his shoulder pads are actually doing something. They're like rocket boosters. And, again, the bullet on his head isn't just a bullet, you know? Like, it's closerly in... Closerly? It's more closely integrated with his head, so it looks like he himself, the whole Rocket Tracer, is a bullet.
Yeah.
So I think he looks a bit better. And the funny thing is that, like I said, this is the other tuner you've probably seen, because this is a Dark Dragon tuner level 4 with 600 attack and 1000 defense. Quick effect, target a face-up card you control, destroy it. If you do, special summon a rocket from your deck, except Tracer. You can't special summon from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, except Dark Monsters. You can only use this effect once per turn. This is one of those guys that, like I said, you've seen in a lot of deck builds over the years, probably tucked in there somewhere. He destroys a face-up card, right? So, like, if you know, make Striker Dragon, search the field spell, activate the field spell, summon Tracer. Tracer can blow up the field spell, summon another guy from deck. That guy can be a level 4. That level 4 can become a level 8. Congratulations, you've made Borreload.
I know it's a small detail. I appreciate being able to see underneath, like, what is it, the little rocket things? Like his shoulder pad?
Yeah.
Like, just seeing the inner details of that is a nice detail.
Yeah, it does make them feel more real. Like, these, I don't think they would sell because, again, a lot of them are literally look like photorealistic bullets. But we did make our toyetic comment earlier. These guys do look a little bit like little model kits or action figures, you know, like they look very realistically posable.
Yeah.
Like I said, I just don't think there's a lot of market for...
Sorry, Omega clearly, if they do sell a toyetic thing, it's just the fucking, gun from Who Framed Roger Rabbit. You open it up, it's just the field spell, quote unquote, as the gun with the 6 little bullets.
To make a JoJo reference, it's just Sex Pistol. Yeehaw. Also, hey. Out of Part 5, Sex Pistol is probably my favorite stand. He's just a funny little guy.
A bunch of funny little guys.
True. 6 funny little guys, but there's no number 4.
We don't talk about that.
I had to double check that this guy wasn't censored as well. This is Shell Rocket Dragon. He's supposed to be a shotgun shell, and he is a shotgun shell like 2 ways. But again, I don't hate it because he's again, it's not just a shotgun shell. It's like a clear plastic thing with computer lines inside it.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, what do you mean shotgun shell within a shotgun shell? I was like, oh, wait, the head.
Yeah, you see it. He's a shotgun shell twice. Like, his head is also looks like a shell, but then his shoulders are also like a shell. But they're different enough that they're not terrible. Also, I think his gold and this kind of, like, bright blue-green color work pretty well together.
Yeah, it could be worse, but it's not bad.
So Shell Rocket is a level 2 Dark Dragon with 1100 attack and 2000 defense. I'm sensing a theme here where, like, these guys are either, like, exactly 1800-ish attack or are, like, 2k plus defense. We're back to the normal... The normal Rocket Dragon effect. When a Link monster targets him, blah, 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 you can destroy him. You destroy 1 monster in the column this card was in, and if you do, destroy any monsters in that card's adjacent zones. So he is a shotgun. He turns into a spray. That's cute.
Yeah.
It's just one of those things. It's like, but how often are you going to pull that off? During the end phase, you can summon a rocket from your deck.
I mean,
it's very interesting to see. It's very interesting to see that this, like, I think this deck is actually, like, looking at it in a vacuum, actually pretty creative, because the idea is, right, on the one hand, you can make a big-ass, like, going second OTK deck where you're just like, all right, I'm going to link into a Boral Dragon, like a sword or a guard or whoever. I just get to attack you a bunch of times, you're dead. But also, they're a very funny going first deck, because I assume the idea is that you, like, link into a big guy while also using their own effects to destroy themselves, so you get some of them in the graveyard, so that in your end phase, you summon a bunch of these guys out from deck. Again, you load bullets into your gun, and then you go, okay, I can then use my, Boral or whoever Link Monster's effects to target them on my opponent's turn to do funny things, which is neat. That's a neat way to do this kind of deck design. The problem, I think, is just that means that you got to carry a lot of random shit in your deck, or you just go, nah, we're just going to use the best ones. And then, of course, they gave the deck a generic Omni Negate.
I know this is Reigns, but I'm just really thinking of a fucking dual disc that is just a gun.
Man, I'm pretty sure they did have, they're still using dual discs, so I don't know. Revolver might have just had a gun.
Oh no, how do I summon my guy? Well, I've got five monster slots. Each one is just a bullet in my revolver, clearly.
Clearly.
That's just me.
Sorry. We're doing it again, chat. Nobody's ever looked at this guy up close.
Oh no, please!
So this card is Speed Burst Dragon. But in the OCG, what he is very clear. This is literally just Speed Loader Dragon.
Oh.
Because he's a speed loader. And, like I said, there are some things about this I didn't realize when he was small. It's very funny. So there's another speed loader in his tail for no reason.
Yep.
Also, he's got a weird little smile face. Like, I have no other way to describe it. He's got a little mouth line, and it just screams to me,
I'm not happy to be here.
He's got such a big chin, too. God, it's so goofy. And again, by the way, not censored. In the OCG, these are also cylinders full of lime green ecto cooler bullets. Like it's Ghostbusters.
It's like a Nerf speed loader.
Yeah. Which sounds like something that the TCG would do to censor, but no, there's no other card art for this. This guy just is this way.
Why are you like this?
I don't know, man. Anyway, Speedloader is a Dark Dragon level 6, 2400 attack, 600 defense, almost a Monarch. If you take effect damage, you can special summon this card from your hand. Then inflict damage equal to your opponent equal to the damage you took. If you do, you gain LP equal to half you inflicted. When this card is tribute summoned, add 2 rockets to different names from your deck to your hand. You can use each effect once per turn. Honestly, not terrible. I wouldn't be surprised if this guy saw some play in early Dragon Link. Now he's probably a little slow because his effects require you to take effect damage. But obviously with Exploder Rocket Dragon, you can dome your opponent for 2k, dome yourself for 2k, and then dome your opponent for another 2k and heal 1k. So, like, you can really turn Exploder Rocket into a pretty powerful effect. And also, if you just tribute summon him, you just get to add 2 rockets with different names. That's, like, pretty good. Like, genuinely, honestly, there's so much special summoning in Dragon Link these days. You could probably think about playing this guy just as like, I'm going to special summon out 2 guys. Okay, tribute summon Speedburst Dragon. I'm going to search 2 more guys. Like, that's not terrible.
It's not nothing.
So, like, it's, again, very funny. This guy, super goofy looking. Like, not, like, stupid, but just, like, the concept of this guy is literally the Speedloader Dragon is, like, he's very silly, but is a good, straightforward card. Like, just I think, a net positive. I cannot say that for this next thing. And I'm calling him a thing. You'll see why, Loth, when the stream catches up. This is Triggering Worm with a U. Literally in the OCG, just Trigger Worm. Trigger Worm. Sorry, Trigger Worm. Yeah, no, correct. That is the correct response, Loth. Hey, remember, chat, when I said I was going to show you some shit you've never seen before in your life? Raise your hand in chat right now if you've ever seen Trigger Worm. Also, hey, guess what? He literally is the trigger and hammer assembly. It's
Oh, no.
wild.
I swear, if anyone watches this stream afterwards, they're just going to hear me laughing. That's the entirety of my contribution.
Yeah.
And I apologize for that, but Jesus Christ.
That's okay. Fill the world with laughter. By the way, this card's only printing. This was like in a Battles of Legend set. Like this was like, you know, transferring an anime card over. This guy's only ever been printed as a prismatic secret rare. It's so funny. But yeah, he's just a weird little guy. Anyway, Trigger Worm is a Dark Dragon level 2, 600/600. If this card's sent to the graveyard as link material for the link summon of a dark monster, special summon this card from your graveyard in attack position to a zone that link monster points to, but it can't be used as link material. If this card's banished by the activated effect of a link monster, draw a card. You can use each effect once per turn. If this card didn't say it can't be used as link material, it would be cool. But since you can't use it to link climb, this is infinitely worse than, like, 100% of those dumb, stupid Cyberse asshole cards we looked at that all just say if this card's sent as link material, summon him back. I get the idea is, like, you're supposed to, like, use it to fuel one of your link monster's effects and then draw a card, but, like,
Yeah, that's how I feel looking at this guy. Just,
All right, let's talk about the actual extra deck here. The classics, the big uns. Even though it's not alphabetical, we're going to start with the classic. And I definitely think that the Portrayal boys are going to be much more in the department of is a Digimon. We're going to start with the classic Portrayal Load Dragon. Again, these were just Portrayal in the OCG department. Let me see if I can grab. He has one alt art.
look at this guy.
Yeah, pretty classic. cards, and then I like the alt art a little because it shows you more of his fingers, so you understand that his fingers are gun barrels. Do you get it, everyone? Anyway, yeah. No, this guy... First of all, I'm fairly certain, once again, there is a Digimon that is very similar to this design. Like, he's got gun fingers, but he's also a dragon. But made of metal.
Probably. Definitely not Gundramon, sadly.
No, he doesn't actually have literal gun barrels sticking out of him. He's just kind of adjacent. But he's got, like, the weird little, like, speed line holes, which is a thing I think several Digimon designs do as well. You can tell, though, he's a Yu-Gi-Oh! Dragon because his feet are weird and fucked up. What's going on with those feet, chat?
I can only assume... Yeah, he's similar to his fingers. They're also barrels, but also they're, like, got shoes? What the fuck? Sorry, I just had a moment of, like, what am I looking at?
Are his feet supposed to come together to, like, make, like, the stock of a gun? Is that why they're shaped weird? Is it the grip? Are you supposed to grab him by the feet and point him at your enemies? I don't know. Borolode's a weird guy. I don't hate him, but there's a lot of, like, goofiness to his design. Like I said, I haven't watched Rain, so I don't know, but, like, my first instinct is, like, so the guy, like... Revolver is supposed to be, like, the rival character. He's, like, an early antagonist and then a recurring rival duelist. So it's, like, obviously that means he's supposed to be similar to, like, you know, Kaiba, Jack Atlas, that kind of thing. But I'm like, so this guy's just, like, really edgy for no reason, right?
Yeah.
I mean, the color scheme is very striking, but it's a weird little guy. So, actually not that weird. He's a big guy. Boroload Dragon is another card that you've probably seen a decent amount because it is a generic Link 4 dragon that's played in a lot of decks, or was until they just literally made him better. It's a little sad, Boral Dragon. You used to be pretty cool, and then they just made more of you that are better. But this is a Dark Dragon Link 4. It's got left and right arrows and then left and right back arrows. 3,000 attack. 3+ effect monsters, so pretty generic. Without being, like, abusable. You know, you can't just make him with tokens. Neither player can target this card with monster effects. Once per turn, quick effect, target a face-up monster on the field that loses 500 attack and defense. So, obviously, this is the trigger for your bullets. Your opponent can't activate cards or effects in response to that effect's activation, so your opponent can't do anything about you targeting your own guys to blow them up. At the start of the damage step, if this card attacks an opponent's monster, you can place that opponent's monster in his zone this card points to, and take control of it, but send it to the graveyard at the end phase of this next turn. That's right, Boral Dragon also is Mr. Steal Your Girl. I do not know why it does that. Like, that's like... Every other effect, I understand. Why does this have the ability to, at the start of damage step, steal an opponent's monster? I guess it gets them... It doesn't target, right? So it, like... It removes a monster from your opponent's board so you can attack, and that does, like, change the position of a monster, change the placement of a monster, so you get to redeclare, but that's still, like, such a weird way to do it.
I can
It's
only
so
assume
odd.
it's some kind of anime bullshit.
Probably. I mean, it lets you do funny things with the linking. All right, much like Firewall Dragon, Boroload also got, the extra Xyz and Synchro and other stuff cards, so which are just called Boroload. So first, we're going to look at Boroload X-Charge Dragon. The X is capitalized. And honestly, I don't hate that, like, they're
Good
going
time
for
for
that,
you to
but the
show up.
capital's very funny.
What the fuck? Okay.
This guy is also just a Digimon.
Hold on, where is he? I need to find a picture for this.
He's got big fat hands. His feet are less fucked up, but he's got giant wing rocket boosters and also a huge X behind him.
God, I forgot how silly this entire character is.
let me.
Well, that's the thing I've been talking about, Dallas. I was talking about this with Aloth earlier. I was like, having not watched Vrains, I don't know what Revolver's character archetype is supposed to be like, but the way his cards are, I can only assume like he feels really try hard because like
Oh yeah.
all of his dragons, you've missed most of them, Dallas, but all of the rocket monsters that are called rockets have like photorealistic bullets taped to their head, and I'm just like, that's no.
I know it's not quite the same. This guy gives big Machine Dramon vibes, but also, weirdly enough, I feel more Millenniumon vibes from this guy.
Showing me Millennium on. Yeah, no, that guy's got like a weird aura. He's also got huge cannons coming out of his weird aura. Loth, can you explain to me why this Digimon has a stand that has a gun?
This is a fucking DNA evolution of Machine Dramon and Chimeramon. Why he has a stand, I don't know. Assumably because the cannon's sticking out, that's Machine Dramon as the stand.
So weird. Yeah, Borolotic Charge Dragon.
Don't worry, it gets worse. He has powers over time.
What? Man, I want to get into Digimon, but also they hurt me sometimes. They're just like, what?
Digimon is. Well, Omega, I can answer you. It's the same answer to any question in Digimon. Because fuck you, that's why.
I think there actually is.
I thought it was
supposedly
weird that one of the seasons I watched back in the day was Frontier, which was the Digimon pretending to be a Sentai series. That was like I thought a weird outlier, but no.
Oh man, Omega, you'd have fun because for some odd reason in Time Stranger they added only a few Frontiers Digimon. The two main ones and their eventual full lines, and then just the hot antagonist.
Oh, just random.
Lanamon.
Yeah.
Yeah. And her beast. That's it. Nothing else.
That's so goofy. I mean, to be fair, that's also how the anime treated it, as just like the two, the red one who's vaguely related to he turns into a Greymon later, and the wolf guy are the only guys that exist.
Wait, sorry, I forgot. There is one other that makes no sense. There's Ancient Wisemon, which is the original was it steel type?
God, that's also so weird. That guy's so because especially in the dub, because in the dub, which is, like I said, I watched this like on Saturday mornings. Mercurymon is like, "Hello, I am Mercurymon. This is my voice. I will defeat those meddling digital warriors, my lord. I'm made of mirrors."
Yes. Yeah. The mirror man.
And Ranamon/Lanamon is like a weird, sinister southern belle. Don't worry, I'll get those dastardly children. I'm a squid now.
I don't know why that was a thing in Digimon. For whatever reason, whenever there was a female side character or villain, they just had a southern accent and spoke like this.
I don't know. Anyway,
Yeah.
X-Charge Dragon.
Yeah, sorry for the
Don't worry. I mean, I haven't heard anything about it in a while, but I believe earlier this year the Digimon TCG did say they're doing a digital client. So if they do that and I can actually learn to play the game a little, we can eventually do a fail portrayal on there, because I know that Digimon has the card game, I should say, has some very funny things that have happened, including I believe that the transforming kids from Frontiers were fucking OP because they're trainers that you get to digivolve into Digimon, and that caused a lot of fucking problems.
That does sound like a lot of problems.
That makes sense.
I only know of two things, though. One, so much Renamon art with big thighs, and secondly, there is a small line or bunch of cards where it's fucking Bonzaemon and Etamon as a couple. So you got monkey and bear just hugging it out or being together.
It's very funny. Also, while I'm thinking about it, let me hold on.
I would argue that Frontiers is one of the more normal series.
Honestly, there have been several series after it, so probably in the overall.
Like the one that was written by the dude who did Serial Experiments Laid, so it turned into fucking a horror film halfway through.
I mean, Tamers is very singular, but also It's pretty good, and it flows well so far. Anyway, sorry, that slight delay there, chat, was me making sure to add Time Stranger to my PlayStation wish list for, sometime in the next 5 years.
X-Charge Rocket Dragon, I think, is like the weakest Borreload Dragon, probably, in terms of design. At least of the ones I've seen. I don't know how many we've gone over.
We've just started the extra deck, so all the original run of the main deck guys, many of whom were just goofy.
So we still have like 20 more to go, because I know there's like 15 Borreload Dragons.
There's a lot of extra deck monsters, yes, and then they still have ongoing support. X-Charge Dragon, I think, is that way. So like I said, he's a rank 4 Dragon Ixie. 3,000 attack, 2,500 defense, which is strong for a rank 4, but it's because he requires specifically 2 level 4 Dark Dragon monsters, so fairly specific materials. But that does mean that it sees less play in decks. Neither player can target the Succeeds summoned card with monster effects, except its own. Once per turn, you can detach a material from this card, target a face-up monster on the field that loses 600 attack and defense. Then you can special summon a Borel monster from your graveyard, but banish it during the end phase. You can't special summon other monsters or attack directly for the rest of this turn. So yeah, it's got a very fair and balanced effect. Also, I'm going to be honest with you. I'm going to guess when they started Vrains, they didn't have this idea of, like, everyone is going to also get one extra deck monster of the different summoning types thing going on. So all of the original main deck Rocket Dragons only say when this card is targeted by a Link Monsters effect. So X-Charge doesn't even do anything to, like, fire your other guys. Like doesn't actually, like, make their effects proc. So it's a weird tech piece in other Dragon decks, but I think even Dragon Link is like, no, we have way better shit to play.
Options.
Speaking of which, we're going to step up one more to the Fusion, who I think is the intermediate tier. Like, if X-Charge is probably the weakest, Borreload Furious Dragon, a.k.a. the purple one, is probably the most medium of them.
Sorry, just my first thought was Ash Shot.
Yeah, no, he's doing a back shot. That makes it hard to interpret his design, but otherwise he's pretty normal. Oh, he's a little high, chat. Let me scooch him down so he's not bleeding over the text a little. Yeah, no, but he's just a guy who's purple. It's Borreload Dragon purple, really. I can't really say much else.
But, like, not even like a good Borreload Dragon but purple. Like, just very lazy Borreload Dragon but purple.
Yeah.
I think this is my least favorite, because it's just like...
It's pretty normal. Like, he's just...
Weird angle, and... I'm sorry, the color... Purple and green does not go well with red. It looks really bad.
No, I don't think I agree. I think I don't, because you can do this, literally Borreload does it, normal Borreload does it. You can do this kind of, like, almost bluish light green and red contrast, and you can certainly do that kind of, like, green and purple contrast. Red and purple are colors that are a little too close to each other. Because if you're doing a color wheel, hey, guess what's on the other side of violet/magenta? It bleeds back around into red.
No.
So it's like they're a little too close for it to work. And also he still has goofy things going on, like why is his tail a weird 4-pronged but also still a gun barrel, but also it seems to be shooting purple lightning? I don't know. Why does he have weird sword, not sword wings on his arms? I don't know. Anyway. Furioso Dragon is a Dark Dragon Fusion level 8. Like I said, they usually go 4, 7, 8 with some 1s in there as well. 3k attack, 2500 defense. Again, Revolver's a rival type guy. All his monsters have rival monster stats. Materials are just any 2 Dark Dragons. Quick effect, target a monster you control on one card your opponent controls. Destroy him. You can banish this card from your graveyard. Target a Dark Link monster in your graveyard. Special summon it, but neither player can activate its effects this turn. You can only each effect once per turn. That's okay. Like I said, both of these are, like, perfectly functional effects. There are several extra deck monsters that have that first effect, though not always as a quick effect. But in the deck that wants to blow itself up, that's pretty good. They do have a fusion spell that we will talk about later, and then they got a second fusion spell, which is even crazier, that we'll talk about later. But like I said, this guy is probably the medium tier out of the weird, funny special summon conditions. And that's because the Synchro Monster in this deck is fucking nuts.
You might have heard of this one before.
It's Borreload Savage Dragon. And the unfortunate thing is, this is a guy whose design actually works. The white and red is a really good, like, contrast.
Yes.
Well, I won't go that far.
He makes me...
The color scheme works.
The color scheme does work. He is still Beauregard Dragon under that, which means
Yes.
he's a goofy guy.
Yeah, like...
The color scheme makes me think Mecha Dragon.
He's still a little silly. Like, I've just now noticed that his eyes are, like, lit up like the fucking lens flare meme, even if they're green, but you can see there's a little bit of, like, if you zoom in really, you can see there's a little bit of shine there. I also don't know what's going on with all the different, like, rocket jets that make up his wings. They're trying to, like, form feathers.
So my biggest problem with Boral Dragon in general, is this design is... What if we turned a gun into a dragon and then they worked backwards from there?
And, like, that can work, but I feel like they go a little too far on the dragon parts, that it's just kind of like, he just looks like a dragon with some weird shit sticking out of him.
Well, also
like,
they specifically chose a revolver because haha.
Yeah. But also, it's weird because this guy looks like he's got a magazine sticking out of his thighs, but his middle is clearly a revolver cylinder, so it, like, it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah, who the fuck sticks magazines is that revolver?
It's no speed loader dragon, that's for sure.
AI movies.
Also true. But yeah, you've probably heard of this guy. This guy's currently still banned in the TCG because the TCG has realized that being able to make...
Is he banned in the TCG or is he limited in the TCG?
No, he's forbidden in the TCG right now. Unlimited in the OCG and in Master Duel, but again, the metas are very different. Basically, they banned Borreload Savage Dragon the same time they banned Baron de Fleur because they realized that decks like Snake Eyes or any other kind of, like, you know, any other kind of, like, infinite body deck could just make Borreload Savage Dragon and a Link monster and do the same thing Baron did. So they were just like, yeah, no, we understand the problem is that you're playing decks that you can just make infinite material for anything, so we need to, you know, that's why they hit
probably
Baron,
okay to let him
Appaloosa,
out of
etc.
jail, personally, but
we'll see, because, like, it's very weird. We'll talk about when we talk about their new support, but I think the new support in the OCG, like, replaces this guy. Like, they came up with a different monster that equips Link monsters to do a similar thing. Which is funny because he's not banned in the OCG. But on the other hand, if it doesn't exactly replace Borreload Savage Dragon, the TCG may have to, like, let him out of jail to make these Borrel cards kind of, like, stand on their own again. It's always funny. Anyway, you probably don't need me to tell you what this guy's stats are, but he's a Dark Dragon Synchro, level 8, 325. Completely generic Synchro, which is also probably their problem. Like, X-Charged Dragon is specifically Dark Dragons. Furious Dragon is specifically Dark Dragons. Savage Dragon? Nah, tuner, non-tuner, baby.
Yep.
Probably could have avoided a lot even if that was just Dark Tuner or, like, non-tuner Dragon Monster, which are still, like, so open-ended as to be almost generic, would still have nipped a lot of problems in the book. Because you can bet if this guy got summoned in the anime, which I don't think he was, but the appearances tab is not always up to date. But if he got summoned in the anime, I can guarantee you he was summoned using a Dark Dragon as materials.
Yeah.
But so, the way this works is, if this card is Synchro Summoned, you equip a Link monster from your graveyard to this card. If you do, put Borrel counters on this card equal to that Link monster's Link rating. This card gains attack equal to half the attack of the monster equipped to it by this effect. When your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, remove one counter, negate the activation. You can only use this effect once per turn. So, Borreload is an Omni negate. At worst, he's usually a one negate, because, you know, you put a Striker Dragon, you know, in
So
the graveyard for a combo, but it's very easy in this deck to get.
there
like,
is a
2s or
fun
3s in
thing
the
I have
graveyard.
managed to do. Calling back to last week, I have gotten a Borderlord Savage Dragon with 6 Link attack.
Oh, you attached
I
a very
attached
large
a
blow?
rival Cybersatic Nister.
That is very funny. You can do that. That means you have 6 negates. Yeah, no. So like, it's not uncommon.
This went bad.
It's still only once per turn, but it is, you get a lot of them extra. It's one of those things that's like, obviously, like, you're almost always going to have a Link 1, like I said. You're going to have a Striker Dragon in your combo somewhere. But for Dragon Link especially, and even if you were playing pure Rockets, there's such high chance that you'll have, like, at least a Link 2 or 3 lying around. If not, you made a different Boral Dragon earlier, so you've got a 4, you know? We'll be out there. Anyway, what if swords were guns? Boral Sword Dragon.
Sword Dragon.
Is this
Boral
Emiya
Sword.
Alter?
Probably. So the original Boral Load is kind of like a guy who's just like part of it.
I
being a little
always
slow.
hated this. I've always hated this design.
Look at his
Like,
the swords coming off his head.
its head is one of the worst designs in Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, genuinely.
He just has blades on his
dumbass
ears.
sword horns. And his sword chin.
And
Like-
I don't really know. The wiki is saying
Like-
that his card art was altered, but I can't see the difference.
My favorite
okay.
part about looking about this is that they looked at Odd Eye's Brave Dragon and said, "What if we did it worse?"
So
Whatever the fucking sword version of it was.
it's this card is very fitting in the context of Reigns, because I don't know if they did this on purpose, because I can never tell with Japan. I'm really bad at gauging it. Revolver's a fucking dork. Like, he is like the butt monkey of the show. It's really funny. He never achieves anything, and he always loses. Even when he wins, he loses.
That is one of those things that I think happens to a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh! Rival. I mean, basically, Dallas, think of it like wrestling, right? The rivals in Yu-Gi-Oh! Are heels who are hyped up by management to stand against the protagonists, but almost always I feel like the Yu-Gi-Oh! Audience buys into the babyface protagonist, and you're just like, this guy's a...
The thing is,
you know.
Revolver thinks he's a face. Like, Revolver thinks he's the main character. It's very funny. Like, Revolver's pathetic, honestly.
Also, I should say, I said that, like, the audience buys into the babyface. That's not entirely true. I think Kaiba is actually more popular than Yugi, despite the fact that, as we also said, Kaiba also is a loser. Like, I admire his drive to, like,
Kaiba,
you know...
Kaiba is a loser, but he's crossed into the Lex Luthor Reverse Flash levels of petty bitch that is almost admirable.
Yes. I feel like they did do a good job of building up Kaiba into a generational hater, which is good, because that's very funny. And I think there's something that's admirable about his character arc of, like, oh yeah, my adoptive father was a literal fucking arms dealer. The Kaiba Corp used to be fucking Lockheed Martin. Then I defeated him at a game of chess and turned it into a company that develops amusement parks and video games. Boom. And I'm more successful than he was, like, 10 times over.
Like,
That's, like,
My
funny,
Here's the
favorite
thing.
part
but plot-wise,
is
Kaiba doesn't do shit.
the generational hater Kaiba. I'm gonna develop a fucking dual academy. Slifer's the worst, but also I'm going to find a way to travel to the afterlife.
I built a
Challenge
space
him to
station
one
to shoot me into the Egyptian afterlife. No, Kaiba's like I said, Kaiba is a generational hater, and it's very strong. But also, most people don't like Kaiba for that, which is funny because, like I said, in the original anime,
That's like the best part
Kaiba's
about
bad.
Kaiba.
Like some things he does is cool, like stopping a gun with a piece of cardboard. That's neat. But Kaiba's also
In
the guy who's like,
manga, Kaiba is a sociopath. Like, just straight up, he tries to murder children.
yes,
He pays a bunch of, like, mercenaries. Like, hey, go kill these high schoolers.
It's not until he gets mind crushed, he gets penalty game, that he actually like realizes like, hey, maybe some things I've done in my life are wrong. But you know who else is wrong?
Maybe.
Fucking Yugi. That guy's wrong. Fuck him.
Holly calls my ass.
I will say this: out of all of the Yu-Gi-Oh series I've watched, like I haven't watched Sevens or Go Rush, so I can't comment on that. I would say Revolver is the rival character that I genuinely hated the most. Like as a character, he's very edgy, Revolver Ocelot pilled,
but not
like in a bad way.
Yeah, there we go.
Well, but the reason Revolver Ocelot works is because everyone in the Metal Gear Solid universe is taking everything way too seriously.
Yes.
This would be like if Revolver Ocelot was like put in like a comedy anime.
But yeah, so
I
Boral
hate it.
Sword is sharp and pointy.
No,
Sorry,
great
Brady
card.
really thought to him getting a signed copy of one of his rocket cuts and going, the engravings don't do anything to this.
Yeah, no, great card, horrible design.
Yeah, and like I said, the wiki seems to be telling me that this card has, there were alterations between TCG and OCG. I cannot find them with my eyeballs, because, even, the sword edge stuff is, going on there.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm having a side conversation about the Vintage Story server. It's apparently the middle of May already.
God damn it.
Yeah. I will say this.
Boral Sword, I feel like, is just better than Boral Load in some ways. Like, Boral
In
Load
most
can't be
decks,
targeted.
yeah.
But still, Boral Sword is another Link 4. It's a Dark Dragon, obviously. It's 3+ effect monsters. Its arrows are more interesting. It's got back front arrows and then left side, left back. Can't be destroyed by battle, so your opponent can't run it over. That can be very annoying. Once per turn, quick effect, target a attack position monster, change it to defense position, and this card can make a second attack each battle phase this turn. Your opponent can't activate cards or effects in response to this effect's activation. So this card also triggers your bullets, but also just turning monsters to defense position and getting to attacks is good, usually.
I just feel like this is access code talker at home. Maybe I'm
honestly
crazy.
You're not wrong, because Boral Sword came out first, by 2 years in 2018. Boral Sword did occupy access code talker's slot, I think, until access code came out.
Yeah.
This was every deck that could make a Link 4, which was most decks, had a Boral Sword in there because it just cleans up the board state. He gets 2 attacks. He gets to turn monsters to defense position. Also, once per turn, when this card declares an attack on a face-up monster, you can activate this effect. Until the end of this turn, this card gains attack equal to half that monster's current attack, and if it does, that monster's current attack is halved. So it just gets 2 attacks, it gets to grow its own attack, and it just becomes big and punches twice.
Yeah. I hate that this card exists for the same reason I hate that Access Go Talker exists. It just destroys all deck creativity and deck building and be like, no, you use this as your big bungus finisher. I don't know. I hate cards like this that are generic.
I'm not against against the sense that the game has to end. I think there have been problems with deck building where some people are just a little lost in the sauce, where they're just like, how do you win? But I definitely agree that there is a funneling sometimes of extra deck cards like Access Code, which I think is going out of style as more.
It's kind of funny you bring that up, because I actually think that's way a bigger problem in Magic than in Yu-Gi-Oh! The being way too lost in the sauce and forgetting to put a win condition in your deck.
Honestly, I think with Magic there's just so many more viable things.
Well, I feel like in Magic there's never as many cards that are like, no, this is universe, at least in Eternal formats, in Commander and stuff. In Standard, it's a little more cut and dry, but in Commander, there's never like as many like, no, this is universally the best option in X kind of deck. Whereas I feel like Yu-Gi-Oh is like, this is the best synchro option. This is the best fusion option.
Yeah, and I think that is like Yu-Gi-Oh's sense of like
Zeus in your deck.
Generic versus non-generic. You know, Yu-Gi-Oh is way better about that. Magic obviously has the mana system, and while there are ways to get around that, it is still fundamentally a thing of like, hey, if your deck doesn't generate any red mana ever, you can't play red cards that cost mana.
Okay, it's, kind of. Most of the time.
I mean, like I said, most of the time. Like, if you don't have a way to generate the red mana, and like I said, if the card must spend red mana, and it doesn't have something like, you can spend 3 life instead of spending mana to cast this card.
Well, there are cards that let you cast cards for free, but if you're playing Commander, you can't even put those cards in your deck, so it just
Commander has a very
like
enforced, tribalism to it as well.
Like,
so,
no bull. I know They looked at Magic players and goes, I know what you guys are gonna do. No bullshit.
Yeah. So Yu-Gi-Oh doesn't have that problem. Like, instead, their problem is you only have so many extra deck slots. And sometimes I do feel like that means that people get a little complacent because they're just like, oh, shit, well, I've used 14 of my 15 extra deck slots, and I don't know what to put in, so I guess Access Code Talker? And like I said, I think that Access Code has been, like, phasing out as just, like, if you're actually playing a Cyber deck, playing, like, Allied Code Talker is better and shit. And if you're not playing that, there are just different generic extra deck monsters, you know?
Yeah. But there's always those ones, like for Xyz, it's Zeus. Like,
well, yes, I mean, for Xyz, it's Zeus, but also,
Typhon.
you need another. Typhon is generic, but Typhon is also like, Typhon's so funny because as much as I get what Typhon is supposed to be a response to as like, oh, your opponent like summoned a bunch and made like a shitload of big guys, what do? I'll make Typhon. Yeah. You can also just fucking Typhon, Mr. Lose Yourself the game, you can also just completely turn off your own deck with him. So
yeah.
Typhon's funny at least.
Link is now SP Little Knight is everywhere.
Yeah, SP Little Knight is your generic problem solver. That's another one that's like, I like the strategy of SP, but also she's like so like, again,
Synchro,
so everywhere.
I don't know what it is at this point because most of the ones I think of are banned.
Yeah, the FL list has done a decent number on generic synchro steez.
Yeah, I don't know. Like I said, it's just a personal opinion. I don't like cards like this in any card game.
No, that's fair. I understand when you say that.
Having like literally, this looks like a rejected Gundam design. And I know the kind of shit. I know the low standards Gundam has sometimes. So
let's move on a little then to some different guys. This is Booster Dragon. And this, by the way, this is technically more of a rocket card than Borreload is because his materials, spoiler, are exactly 2 rocket monsters. This card is probably still supposed to be Booster Dragon. It's like Boosta. It could be like Buster Dragon, but they usually write that a little differently in Japanese.
Well, I think also you can't call it Buster Dragon because that does things.
Yeah. But yes,
Booster
Booster
this
Dragon.
Looks stupid. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I can't.
No, Booster Dragon looks a little dumb. I don't know what's supposed to be going on with his head. Is it like a scope?
So
is he an aiming scope?
It's kind of so dumb it's funny. But also it's very dumb.
It's like they took Barrel Dragon and went, what if we made it sillier?
To quote fucking Dragon Ball Z Abridged, it's so dumb, but it's so funny, but it's so dumb.
So, yeah, the wiki says that it's probably like a laser sight, and it kind of is, but it's some sort of like optic, Why is it called Booster Dragon? Don't know. But, yeah, other than that, he's got kind of the same generic body that all these guys have. He's missing his arms. He has legs instead. His legs are really weird. And then he's got, a tube body, and then his head is dumb. It's a dumb head.
It's so dumb. No, it's not. No, Omega. It's not a head. Look at the detail. It is his nose.
I mean, it's a little high for his nose. Like, it's above his eye line. Like his eyes are down
But
here.
it's a dragon,
It's his-
so it's
it's his
resting on where
pompadour.
his nose would. Sorry, it's his
Must suck when he
snout, I should
sneezes.
say.
That works too. And, snout is like the barrel, the snout of the gun. I like to think of it, though, as his giant ACOG pompadour.
Okay, but the worst part of the design we have to talk about is not the head.
Is it the feet? Is it
The
his fucked up feet?
fuck are the feet?
Yeah, his feet are very fucked
The
up.
fuck are the feet?
Yeah.
Like, seriously, what are those?
They look like they look like you did something bad to a stapler.
I was gonna say, exactly. It looks like you took apart a stapler.
Like, and chat, I'm sure. Well, actually, again, I don't know. What our age demographics are like, but at least when I went to college, you still had to hand in physical papers, and so I stapled a lot of shit together. I know some of you have like inverted a stapler in your life just because you've been bored, and they do bend that way.
Yeah. No, this is like I said, this art is so bad it's funny.
Yeah. And many of them will continue that trend, and some of them even have, I think, funny names to go with it. Booster Dragon is pretty normal. This is a Dark Dragon Link 2 1900 attack. It's exactly 2 rocket monsters, so again, not as favored because it does require a little bit more setup, even though Dragon Link does involve a lot of rockets. It does say, though, once per turn, target one other face-up card on the field. It gains 500 attack and defense, so this does trigger your rockets, but only on your turn. Your opponent can't activate cards or effects in response. If this Link summon card is destroyed by battle or card effect and sent to the graveyard, target one other dragon monster in your graveyard, special summon it. You can only use this effective Booster Dragon once per turn. So just pretty normal rocket stuff. It triggers all your rocket monsters who, like, all have the effect that's like, when targeted by a Link monster, blow yourself up and do something.
Yeah.
I mean,
No.
they could be like, chat being like little gun anchors. They could be like designed to be little anchors, but they are like really weird. Like, they almost make me think more of like gun maintenance parts than that sort of thing. It's just
clearly,
weird.
They should, if they wanted a gun anchor, they should just do some fucking Zone of the Enders. Just have things shoot out from your sides to anchor you to the ground.
Yeah.
It's a bit silly. God, there's so many fucking rocket cards in the extra deck.
Yes. I'm trying to load some more now.
Because we're not going alphabetical order, because there's like... Are
Well,
we going in alphabetical?
Yeah, we are going alphabetical. But I'm trying to do like almost all these cards came out during the kind of like early to late Link era, and then there's been some stuff tacked on at the end. Guard and End are like from 2020 or later.
I know it's
but there's
technically a
a
main
fuck
deck card. Did you do Riot Dragon?
No, Riot is also like that came out in like 2021.
Okay. How about the one that starts with D? I can't even... Delingerous.
That is the one I'm literally trying to grab art for now. There we go. The wiki finally loaded.
Yeah.
I was like going around sites. So yeah.
God, these cards are stupid. Sorry.
Dilingerous
Yeah.
Dragon. This one is, I think,
Why
less.
does he have a...
Is it meant to be a Derringer?
Yes, no.
I think so.
His name in Japanese is Derinjasu Dragon. So it's Derringer Dragon, or Derinjasu. Like I said, it's got like a weird thing. And again, we're indicating.
I think it's supposed to be a pun on Derringer and Dangerous.
Yeah. Again,
Why does he have a dick?
We're indicating to me that this card has differences between the Japanese... Oh, okay. This one's easier to see. It's harder to tell, though. In the OCG, you can tell that the center of his body is a revolver cylinder. In the TCG, as shown here, they've covered it up. It still looks like a revolver cylinder, but you can't see the gaps. But yeah, this guy's named after a Derringer pistol, which isn't...
You got it from us. A revolver?
Also, he's named a Derringer. Yeah, Derringers are not revolvers. They're the things that his hands are.
Yeah, they're single shot or double shot pistols.
Literally, his hands are
the,
Derringers. You can even see the little grips.
Gotta keep the design philosophy.
Well, like, why does he have a dick?
Yes, he has a little bulge, which I think is like that's the hammer of the revolver.
I
Because
think
the face is the
so.
barrel,
I
but
don't-
like put that on the other side.
The hammer is my penis.
Yeah, no.
Sorry.
Like again, this guy's not the dumbest guy we've said because I don't look at this and go, my eyes. I just look at this and I go, what is it? What's this goofy little guy?
No. Unfortunately, I actually like him less than Booster Dragon, mostly because he is just kind of generically bad instead of hilariously bad.
What is your purpose?
He's just kind of
But-
doing a thing.
But that's just, I guess that just shows, I'm showing my my taste. It's like, I'm definitely no, things could definitely be so bad they're good.
Yeah. Anyway, this is another
just
Dark Dragon Link
generic.
2. It's got front back arrows, 1600 attack. This one is a little more generic than Booster Dragon, funnily enough. It's just 2 Dark Dragon monsters. Once returned during your opponent's end phase, target an attack position monster your opponent controls that didn't declare an attack this turn. Destroy it. If you do inflict damage to your opponent, equal that monster's attack. If a rocket is summoned to your field with its cards in your graveyard, you can special summon it but banish it when it leaves the field. You only use each effect once per turn. It's okay. Again, very anime type
I'm
stuff.
assuming you play it in Rocket and not really anywhere else.
Yeah, like it has room to like summon itself back for like some link climbing shit, but still very very goofy, and there's a lot better recursiveness than this guy, than like wasting an extra deck slot on this guy. I get what they're going for with his primary effect, but that's just so slow and weird to be like, if your opponent has a monster that is in attack position but didn't attack this turn, destroy it.
Oh my
And inflict
god.
damage.
So I'm looking at what is, I think, the next one, and holy shit.
Oh, the one that is actually next is very funny.
Is it Mini Boral?
No, the Mini Boral is also very funny. We're going to talk about Flash Charge Dragon. Or, as he was called in the OCG, straight up, Muzzle Flash Dragon.
That's why you told me that Muzzle Flash would come later.
Yes. No, it's actually a thing. It's very funny. Yeah, so this is a different design philosophy for some of the Dark Dragon guys that are clearly supposed to go in there. This guy is also, I think, just a Digimon because he's a dragon with guns and
my
wheels.
God. Oh my god. This is a design submitted by a child in one of those, these kids have cancer, let's get them support kind of contests of
You
like, make a Yu-Gi-Oh card.
What was it? Tyler the
Tyler the
Yeah,
Great Warrior, coated ass.
This is some like, or like if you've ever seen Doctor Who, the Absorbaloaf, I can't remember what it's called. But like, holy shit, this is bad.
I look at it,
And once again, it's bad in a way that's not like technically bad. It's just a bad idea. Why is he clenching wheels in his hands?
This is conceptually bad. What does this have to do with Muzzle Flash?
Why does he have a gun on his tail? Like, okay, gun shoulders, sure.
Why does his tail look like it to connect into something?
Gun on the head,
at all.
dumb, but at least like makes sense. Why is his tail a gun?
This is why whenever Yu-Gi-Oh players tell me that like, oh, Magic the Gathering is getting so silly with all this Universes Beyond stuff, I just laugh at them.
No, Yu-Gi-Oh
Like,
I think still has like, Yu-Gi-Oh has very dumb original cards without it being Universes Beyond. Like,
But they're like,
I don't
oh, how can you take your game being so unserious? Like, have you seen some of the cards?
The answer is no. They have not looked at that card up close. But yeah, Flash Charge Dragon, which again is literally just Mazaru Flash Dragon, is a Dark Link 3. It has all 3 of the front-facing arrows, 2300 attack. It's just 2+ dragon monsters. And this is another dumb Floodgate Link monster. You can't you can't summon or set monsters to zones this card points to.
But like a bad one. Like, it's not even a good Floodgate.
Yeah. Once per turn, if a monster is normal or special summoned to a zone this card points to, except during the damage step, destroy one monster this card points to. If you do, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. When a card or effect is activated, it targets this face-up card, tribute a monster, negate the activation. So this is like S-Force Justify, but bad, which is double bad because S-Force Justify is already a really janky boss monster. So this card just says that you can't summon monsters to the zones this points to, and then if your opponent summons to this zone, you get to blow them up.
I will say, this is so very clearly an anime card. Of like, this was used in one specific episode when Cult Boy was like, no, fucking Playmaker, I will destroy you. I cannot remember what he sounded like in the dub, so I choose to give him a horrible accent.
Yeah. Episode 41 and 42, thank you. Yeah, so this is a specific anime thing that's just like, okay. Yeah. Now, admittedly, I know this from DZ series. Dragon Link, like relatively pure Dragon Link, is pretty down bad for generic Link 3s. Flash Charge Dragon is not where it's at. There are slightly better Link 3s you can make, but it is so weird.
Because I believe there's another one in this archetype. It is also a stupid-looking card.
But no, we are now going to talk about the one you mentioned, and I think because
this art gave me a fucking hernia. Holy shit.
And because this one is again, though the wiki's being a little slow, you get the uncensored version from the DeviantArt blow up. This is Mini Boral Dragon, whose name in the OCG is something like Short Barrel Dragon, I think, or Short, Vorel Dragon. It might be Snub, because he's a snub-nosed revolver. Anyway, what if we just destroyed... Yeah, it's Short Barrel Dragon. Well, he is short. But yeah, this is just... What if we destroyed all subtlety? This dragon is literally just a revolver.
This is so bad.
The fact that they went, so people complaining about the bullets on the head. What if the head was just a bullet and we migrated the head to an arm?
This is genuinely one of the worst Yu-Gi-Oh card arts I have ever seen.
And that's why I love it.
Yeah, this guy is goofy as hell. I have known about Mini Boral as well. This is another Link 2 that comes up sometimes, but it's just so fucking funny.
How did people ever try and convince me that Revolver was a character to be taken seriously? I don't fucking know.
I can only imagine that when this guy tries to attack, his fucking head reaches over and just cocks back the hammer each time.
Yeah. And if you're curious, chat, the censored version just hides the chambers in the cylinder. It's still very clearly a gun with a cylinder. It's just that they, hide them from you.
You're gonna hide that shit.
It's unhideable.
I don't know.
These people are stupid.
Do you think if I try... Never mind. I was gonna say something that might get you in trouble.
Well, we'll leave it off. Mini Boral Dragon is a Dark Link 2. It's got left and right arrows. 800 attack. 2 rocket monsters. If you control a Boral Link monster while this card's in your graveyard, you contribute a Link 3 or lower monster, special summon it, but it can't be used to material for a Link summon a monster with the same Link rating as the tributed monster. You can only use this effect of Mini Boral once per turn. This guy also sucks. I get what they're going for. It's bad. It's a very bad attempt to make this work.
This card is sorry, I'm just... The art is so bad. It's not even good art. This is just bad art.
And as Sade has posted in our Portrayal chat, the anime screenshot is just it's just as bad because he's not even turbo CG. He's just there. It's just him.
I think the anime is slightly better because it looks like the gun bullet are fused together. So it's not quite as goofy, but it's still bad.
Yeah.
Oh, it's... It's not looking good
Oh.
for you, dog.
No, Revolver might have the worst Yu-Gi-Oh! Rival archetype in terms of looks, at least.
Certainly some of them are. I think they get better as we get a little, like, the art style evolves more. But the ones that are direct from the anime, a lot are very goofus. Now, this
And that's
is
including
Overburst
a
Dragon.
rival who had Ojama as an archetype.
Hey, listen, we don't talk shit about Manjome Thunder in this house.
I
That
will
guy
not
had
talk
class.
shit about Manjome Thunder.
That guy had class.
The dude just became a wrestling character.
I mean,
loved it.
honestly, other than, like, all the dark, fucked up, cerebral shit, GX really is, like, one of the more wrestling-coded series
No,
because,
I have
you
said
literally
this
have
before.
the underdog, faces. You have the entire team of heels in Obelisk Blue.
GX is to Yu-Gi-Oh! What G Gundam is to Gundam. It's a very goofy, like, silly, over-the-top show that for some reason halfway through gets really fucking dark and about the end of the world and genocide and just kind of comes out of nowhere.
I'm sorry, I was looking away at something and thinking about Vintage Toy. Let me tab back in. What the?
So this is Overburst Dragon.
Can I just say, I was really liking the design until I looked at the knees.
Yeah.
His knees are guns. This guy's close. This guy's pretty close to being normal.
This is almost a good design.
Yes.
Like, he's got, like, the revolver cylinder pattern in his wings, but it's, like, cool and cyber. The color scheme of kind of the dark colors underlying in the orange, good. His knees are guns. There's simply nothing we can do about that.
I wish it wasn't the case.
This one, I don't know where they... I don't really know where they went with the name style. So, this is called Reloader Dragon in the OCG. So they just made something up, I think, calling him Overburst Dragon. But he's almost good. And this is another Link 2 that requires exactly 2 rocket monsters. They did this a lot. This is a reason why you don't see a lot of these guys, is because, like I said, Dragon Link as a concept has evolved past being pure rocket and is into just, like, how many fucking dark dragons can I put on the board? Spoiler, a lot. But yeah, Overburst has 1800 attack. It's exactly 2 rocket monsters. You can target one other Link monster you control, special summon 1 rocket from your hand to a zone that target points to, but the summoned monster can't be used as Link material. And destroy it during the end phase. You know, this effective Overburst once per turn. If this card is destroyed by battle and sent to the graveyard, target a rocket in your graveyard, add it to hand. It's okay, and obviously because they have a Synchro and they have an Xyz, the ability to bring back a rocket but not use it as Link material is okay. But it's definitely a little more limited than I think many decks require.
I also forgot to say, to expand on this guy's personality, he is essentially in What If Anonymous were terrorists?
Yeah.
And kind of a cult.
Yeah, I know. Talking to, it was even mentioned in chat earlier, you know, he's kind of like a cyber terrorist. Like, it's a whole thing going on. It's like, okay, that makes a good antagonist thing, but it's like, it's hard to come back from that for the other 2 seasons of the show and be taken seriously.
Oh, I couldn't even take him seriously. The fact that I could take Dr. Genome more seriously than him says a lot.
I mean, I'm gonna be honest. I think part of not taking him seriously is his monster lineup. Hey, it's Triple Burst Dragon.
Oh yeah, I know this one because it's actually used.
Who also, this guy, Triple Burst is such a better name. This guy's name is so bad grammatically in Japanese. It's Burst Shot Dragon. So not even 3-round burst, which is what we normally say in English. It's 3 burst shot, but all in English. And I'm just like, yeah, Triple Burst is fine. Again, this guy's not the worst to look at, but he is still goofy as hell. He's 3 guns.
Okay, I have a weird.
Omega,
okay.
the weirdest part about his design, other than the guns, his fucking teeth.
Yeah,
He's
no,
got some
I was gonna just say
chompers,
that.
baby.
The two problems I have with this design the most are the teeth and the just random AK-47 magazine jammed into his back.
Well, he's got to be an automatic. He fires 3-round burst. But no, this guy is like unnecessarily edgy, which I know is weird to say for an archetype made up of dragons that are also guns. But no, like he's got big claw hands. He's got super big teeth. His chin is pointy. He doesn't have eyes. He has like a weird optic for a scope for an eye, you know, like he's all cyclopsy. He's got one of those like wing jets for a tail, but it's like bladed, so he's literally edgy. He has spiked shoulder pads. Why
You know
is
what
it so
this
pointy?
feels like to me? This feels like they're trying to do the Fright Fur thing, except instead of the base being a fluffle, the base is just a gun dragon. It's like, what if we made a gun dragon even edgier with more points?
Yeah, and it's just so all over the place. Triple Burst though, talking about like will kill for a Link 3. Yeah, this guy's critically important in a lot of decks. I think I played this in Red Eyes to do some Link stuff because generic. It's shocking how generic dragon Link monsters, like Link monsters that are dragons, are a little sketch. You have a shitload of 2s and 1s, and you've got a lot of 4s if you want to go into Borals, but like the 3 climb is a little weird. So this guy is Link 3, like I said. He's got front back arrows and one
in
left.
Master Duel. In Master Duel specifically, I believe this card is like a rare.
Yes. This is not a hollow.
So I've used this in a lot of decks before I had like enough of a generic extra deck, and also whenever there's an R festival.
Yes, no, like that's just so because guess what? This guy is super generic. Unlike all those Link 2s we talked about, they require exactly 2 rockets. This is just 2+ monsters except tokens. Like, this is even more generic than the Boral guys who are just 3+ effect monsters. This is just any fucking monster so long as you didn't use a token. I don't care if they're normal, if they're effect, if they're upside down or sideways. Once per turn, except during the damage step. Actually, no, it is once per turn during the damage step. When a spell, trap card, or monster effect is activated, quick effect, negate it. So just Omni-negate only in damage step. If this card attacks a defense position monster, do piercing. During your main phase, except the turn this card was special summoned, you can tribute this card, target target 1 Link 2 or lower. Sorry, that took me a while. For some reason, in your graveyard, special summon it. Then you can special summon a level 4 or lower dragon monster in your hand. That's all good.
So that's another reason I like this card is that in the NR festivals, which is where I've used it the most. Spoiler. Because they're low rarity, battle traps are way more popular. And this just kind of says, fuck your battle trap.
Yeah, during the damage step, just, no. It also does piercing.
No, fuck you.
Quaking Mirror Force, go fuck yourself.
And it has, like, utility later. If you get to a turn after you've summoned it, you can tribute him off to, like, reset some of your links and go for a different guy. But no, this is a good, for Master Duel, this is a good low-rarity card. And they did kind of match its rarity. While it wasn't ultra rare when it was originally printed in Extreme Force, this got reprinted in the Structure deck. Once again, there was a Rocket Structure deck. I actually own all of that Structure deck. That was the Structure deck I decided to buy when I got back into Yu-Gi-Oh! Because Soulburner was like out of stock everywhere because it had Ash Blossom in it. So I was just like, I like dragons. Let's try this. So, but it was a common there, so it's just like, yeah, no, this is just a good one to pick. You know, low rarity.
It's kind of good.
There's something to be said for just like easily accessible Link monsters at certain Link levels.
Now do we go to Quad Boral?
No, that guy was printed a little later, I think. Let me actually double check.
Enough.
Actually, no, we should. I did Triple Burst. We should have done Quad Boral first, but no. I got ahead of myself. But Triple Burst was just too funny.
Well, no, also, but it would make sense. Quad Boral's Link 4, right? Right?
No.
Right?
Right?
No.
No.
No, he's not. He's also very goofy. I think the reason why I forgot to do him in Q is because I was thinking of this guy's OCG name, which is, guess what? Sawed-off Dragon. Or Son Barrel Dragon, I think. Son Barrel. Because he is a Boral. He does have Boral in his name. Yeah. But in case you don't get it, much like, Derringerous Dragon and shit like that, this one is a sawed-off shotgun.
No.
Okay, I have two big problems with this design, other than the obvious shotgun arms. One, why are there just like lines of green just everywhere for no reason?
I mean, that
I'm
is
assuming those are
common
from his
to
wings.
the Boral like archetype of like extra green goo. These do feel a little too like, oh, what's the right word? Like procedural. Like they're just like they just took out their glow pen to fill in the space where they had like negative space, right? They're just like, oh well, he's got like a line here, a line here. We'll just color it in. Not
That's
a fan
fair.
of the yellow color.
My more pressing problem: toe guns.
Oh shit! I didn't even look at his feet yet. Now his toes are guns. His toes are barrels. They're
Yeah.
otherwise like pretty normal feet. It's amazing how a Yu-Gi-Oh artist drawing a dragon will draw feet that work and then be like, how can I fuck him up?
Yeah.
Also, to clarify, the name in the OCG was Son Barrel Dragon. So yeah, Son Boral Dragon. Quad Boral is like accurate because he's got 4 barrels. But still, like, yeah. No, he's not allowed to save this. Also, hey, guess what? Dallas made that joke because he's another Link 2.
Yeah.
This is a Dark Dragon Link 2. It's got left and back arrows. It's only got 1,000 attack, which for a sawed-off shotgun is, like, pathetic. It requires 2 dragon monsters, which must include a rocket monster. We're getting slightly more generic. You can discard a card, target a face-up monster on the field. You can't special summon Link 2 or lower monsters from the extra deck for the rest of this turn, but destroy the targeted monster. If it was a Link monster, special summon any number of rockets with different names from your hand or graveyard up to its Link rating. You can only use this effect once per turn. And this was printed exclusively in the structure deck. You can tell why it hasn't been reprinted. Yeah. I get what they're going for. It's a nice try. This is so goofy to just be like, okay, we blow up a guy, and then I summon back a bunch of other guys. But it requires your opponent to be playing a high Link rating Link monster. Or you're just locking yourself out of Link 2s for no reason.
No, this card's bad. Like, Rocket has a lot of really good monsters. This is not one of them.
No. But so, let me go back to where I was going originally before, getting us back on the track of the alphabetical with another guy who's kind of like, you might look at me and go, is this really related? And it's like, no, he is technically like associated with this archetype. It was a Linky Boy played in these types of decks. It's Twin Triangle Dragon.
Oh, no, that one.
Who, again, you'd think, oh, Triangle. That's a Link 3, right?
No.
No.
It's a Link 2. Because fuck you, that's why.
Because you see, each Link arrow is a triangle, and he's a twin triangle, so he has 2 triangles.
I'm gonna give this a little bit of the benefit of the doubt, because I think this is in some way related to the Tindangler. Man.
It feels like it's kind of a bridge between Tindangling and
I can't remember. Sorry, I watched Reigns when it was coming out, which was like 10 years ago
several
or something.
years ago now, yes.
So I can't remember exactly when this was played, but okay, his feet are a problem. Like, they appear to be non-Euclidean. Like, or did the artist just fuck that up?
Yeah, the ones on the left, like, what's happening there?
So this is a...
Yeah, no.
I'll see if I can compare and contrast with a different one. No, they're still pretty bad, yeah. That's how they look. I think that in the anime, it was a little less clear.
If they're related to the Tindangel, that at least makes sense, because that's the fucking...
No, what I think
Lovecraftian
happened here
horror
is
archetypes.
that I think what happened here is that the anime art team drew this guy and then went, that was cool. What if we did an entire archetype of that? Because no, Revolver does summon this guy, but then guess what? He does it in the duel versus the Altergeist player, and she steals Twin Triangle Dragon, so it blasts Revolver directly.
Ha!
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, in the anime, the feet are less fucked up.
Okay.
But
okay,
he's still weird.
Now that I know this is not related to Tentacle, I can fully come in with my complaints. Why the fuck does this look like an alien and just like completely different from every other themed dragon in this archetype?
Yeah, I mean, we're getting reports on the ground from chat. Also, let me grab the. That was a DeviantArt blow up because Wiki was slow. Let me grab the official Master Duel scan. It's not much better, but the colors are a little less blown out. You can see that he actually has eyes. I'm gonna say that I think what was going on was that this was still pretty early in the production schedule, so like the art team didn't know, like they didn't have everything locked in exactly.
Oh. Okay.
But he's still really weird. He's got Konami orbs. He has lots of red triangles on him. But also he has purple triangles. Why do you have purple triangles?
Look slightly better when you realize that the middle toe is fucking connected to something coming out of the legs.
It's still bad. It's still
It's
fucked
still
up and bad.
bad.
Well, I mean,
it's still bad.
In the previous
but it's
image,
better.
it looked like a fucking Escher's stairway painting.
Yeah, no. In the drawn art, it looks like the artist messed up.
Yeah, which I will say, to be fair to the person who did that, like, you know, as usual, there's somebody who does like a digital upres on like DeviantArt and stuff. I can understand why they fucked up, because this guy does have fucked up feet. Why is his middle toe connected to his knee joint?
Because fuck you, that's right.
Yeah. Anyway, this guy's dog shit. It's a level 2 Dark Dragon Link. It's got the right and back arrow, so opposite of what we talked about with Quad Moral. It does require 2 level 4 or lower dragon monsters accept tokens. If this card is, or rather when this card is link summoned, you can pay 500, target a level 5 or higher monster in your graveyard, special summon it to a zone this card points to, but it can't attack this turn, and its effects are negated. It's a really simple dragon link climbing card. You probably have seen it in some decks as a result, but it's just so bug standard for a guy who does nothing else. I am reasonably certain there's got to be like a dozen cards which do something similar in link climbing decks, and you don't have to play this weird little guy who doesn't do anything else for you.
Okay, permission to share the German name for this card? Because what the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, please be good. Please be good.
So the Italian, I'll just go over the Italian. Drago Triangle Gemello. Portuguese, Drago dos Triangulos Gemelos. So it's all like Dragon dos Salamo. The German,
German is such a beautiful language.
It's wunderbar.
Right. Now,
that's all. By the way, that is one word.
Of course it is.
The
Compound
entire
word.
name is that.
Zwilling Drache.
Oh no!
Hyphen. Anyway, hi. Here's Vorticular Drumgon.
Oh my god.
Okay. His name is only slightly better in the OCG, where he's just Magazine Drumgon.
I
Drumgon no matter what.
I figured out why they never caught the Knights of Hanoi. It's because every time their leader played a fucking duel, all the cops trying to arrest them would start laughing.
Sorry. Should I mute myself? This is sending me.
No, keep laughing, please.
It deserves
please
it.
Laugh more. This guy's bad. First of all, this is just a dinosaur, but also he's so bad. His head/neck is a magazine, a drum magazine, but also he's got purple people eater bullets in his neck for some reason to go to his shoulder guns, which are weird. Why? None of this works.
Can I tell you the dumbest thought I had with the way the barrel and the drum magazine is shaped along with its head? Because in addition to its shoulders firing bullets, it fires its head at you, the fucking drum barrel spins around and loads an additional head. It just pops right out.
I mean, that would be better than what I'm looking at. This guy's
Look
so
at the
goofy.
fact that it looks like there is a hole where the head's coming out of that it would load in a new one.
Anyway,
the fact
also
that there's a card.
yeah,
What's the name of this card again? Sorry.
Vorticular Drumgon.
Okay, the fact that this is a drum dragon, technically.
Yes.
The fact that there is a card called Googly Eyes Drum Dragon that looks 100 times more serious than this motherfucker.
Also, guess what, Dallas? If you don't remember this card, because this is probably one of those cards that you see once in your life and you see forever, this card sucks ass. This is a super rare in Master Duel, by the way. I don't know why it is. This card is a Link 3 Dark Dragon. It's got T-shaped Link arrows. It's only got 1,000 attack for a Link 3. It requires exactly 3 Dark Dragon monsters. If this card's special summoned, you can draw 1 card. You can only use this effect of Vorticular Drum Gun once per turn. If this effect resolves, the unused monster zones this card points to cannot be used for the rest of this turn. Cool. Great. This Link monster locks you out of using the zones it points to if you use it to draw a card. That's so sick.
I love it.
Yeah, this guy's bad and he should feel bad.
I think I've seen this card before, but like not up close, obviously, or I would have remembered it. But like just like passing through Link cards and being like, well, this is fucking awful.
Yeah, I know. It's a card you read and you just go, nah, no.
Because the
Right,
color
in a
scheme
moment,
looks
my
familiar.
head I'm feeling lightheaded.
That's fair.
All right, we're gonna talk about some spell traps. There's not gonna be a lot to talk about with the art usually because most of them are just look. It's a rocket dragon doing something. Like this one, Boreal Cooling, is auto rocket doing something. Sorry, oh my god. The name of this in the OCG is so bad. It's called Varel Refrigeration, and it's like, no, Boreal Cooling is so much better. Why?
What,
truly,
you don't
the people.
put guns in your refrigerator?
Truly, the people. It's. I mean, I said it before, but it's like Japan is so funny sometimes because they do have this kind of like pop culture thing where they're like, ooh, guns. Those are so exotic and cool and edgy. But also, we don't have lots of guns in this country, so, like, we don't know what the fuck they do. And it's like, oh my god. Research is important.
I can't find the leftovers. All the guns in the fridge are in front of them.
And on that point, I wanna quote from Manga in Theory and Practice by one Hirohiko Araki, who says, by the way, even if you don't plan on, having a gun be in your manga, if you need to draw a gun, you need to know what the inside of a gun actually looks like, because even if it's not important, the moment you draw a gun badly, you're going to suck people out of your manga. It's the same with this card design. Like, why is this bullet in a refrigerator? You don't do that. Cooling, it's easy.
You want to know who drew? I want to get the guy's name right, because you know who drew a gun really well, even though it was used in one of the weirdest ways I've ever seen a gun used? I want to get the mangaka right, because you know my thing with names.
Yeah.
Fucking, or was this just not this might not have been a manga, so.
I mean, I'll still say, there is, like I said, there is a decent amount of... Okay, you got it?
Let me get, Yusei Matsui. The Assassination Classroom.
Ah. Yeah, no, there are a decent number of mangaka who can actually draw firearms, usually because they actually either... Japan has a big, like, airsoft culture, which their airsoft culture is not very different. I think they've gotten closer together, but it used to be pretty different than American airsoft culture. Most of their airsofts are, like, demonstration pieces that are super photorealistic. Whereas in the States, obviously, we have regulations to make sure that airsoft weapons are distinct from real weapons, because in this country, you can also buy real weapons.
Shooting people with airsoft guns because they thought they were real guns?
Yeah.
Mostly black children, for some reason.
Yeah, listen, I think there's also something to be said about the nature of policing in America, but that's an entirely different question, which also, by the way, is another one tackled very well by Japanese man Hirohiko Araki, mangaka of JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, where I don't think there's ever been a good American cop. Every single American cop is very bad.
No. There's. Oh well. Okay, that's not technically a cop. I was gonna say there was one, but that's a prison guard, not a cop.
I think all the prison guards in JoJo also suck ass.
No, remember there was a good prison guard, and then like the rest of the prison guards are showed beating them in the background.
That's actually also true. But yeah, no, like even some of the other people we see. Josuke's grandpa is like a weird guy who just ignores the fact that his daughter kicked the shit out of a guy because he sucked. And part 5 has a cop who's a protagonist who's also not a good, like, Abakio's not a great guy. He joined the mafia. No. Anyway, we're not here to talk about JoJo. We're here to talk about Boral Cooling. This is a normal trap that says, tribute a rocket monster, target a Boral Link monster you control, equip it with this card. If this card is equipped to a monster by that effect, the equipped monster gains the effect once returned. Quick effect, target a monster you control. It can't be destroyed without our card effect this turn.
These cards are pretty bad.
Yeah, it's... We're trying to set up this thing the Borels and Rockets have where they need the ability to target your monsters to do stuff. This is just a really roundabout way to do it.
This is very manga card, or very anime card, in my opinion.
It's solving a problem that you don't have, you know? It's like, oh no, how will I target my Rockets with Link monster effects? I don't know, you just will.
Yeah, it's solving a problem that was definitely a problem in one specific duel.
Probably, yes. And now, another very funny card. Again, this one is censored, but I'm not going to bother showing you the uncensored because it's just this card, but black. But hey, we like the field spell so much, we just did it again. Boral Regenerator. Which is just a reverse shot of Boot Sector Launch. This was just Varel Reload in the OCG. Also, by the way, I think they do have cards later. I mean, there is the card literally called Reload, but they have several cards that are called Trigger later. Like, are straight up called, like, Rapid Trigger is just called Rapid Trigger. I don't know why they didn't just call this Boral Reload.
Oh,
yeah.
Trust me, there's a couple other cards that are like, why is this named the way it is?
Yeah, and I don't know, like, it could be going back to, like, some of the weird name changes in, like, the 4Kids days, because Vrains did get an English dub. I know it was, like, super delayed at the end, but it may be that because, like, Revolver/Varus was so early, they got some of the, like, translated names out through the dub.
By the way,
like, fast
I will
enough.
say this. I still maintain the Vrains dub is, like, possibly the magnum opus of Yu-Gi-Oh! Dubs. In terms of, like, what the fuck are they saying? Maybe Dark Dimensions, if you count that as separate from the original. Because the Dark Dimensions dub just did not give a fuck.
The Dark Dimensions dub was clearly like, they got all the actors back and they were just like, hey, they made a sequel movie to Yu-Gi-Oh! And these guys are just like, you know, have been cruising for like 10 years or 15 years off like doing Yu-Gi-Oh! Impressions of themselves, and are just like, all right, fuck it, we ball. Oh, you know, hand them the dub script and you're just like, cool. Actually, honestly, I think a decent number of the guys who like,
whoever made that can.
I think a decent number of the guys who are like played the characters in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Dub are like still in the industry, but are now all like directors and stuff. So they may have even gotten to pick some of their own choices. Anyway, this, like I said, is literally just the field spell reversed, and it's showing you like the crane loading the giant gun barrel cylinder full of bullets. This is just Premature Burial, but for Rockets. Activate this card by targeting a rocket in your graveyard. Special summon, equip with this card. Banish it when it leaves the field. If this card's sent to the graveyard because the equipped monster is destroyed, you can draw a card. You only use each effect once per turn. This was probably good when Rockets were newer. Nowadays, it's just like, again, nah, man, I have so many other ways to summon from my graveyard. I don't need to fuck with this.
And like, why?
You do have, like, an equipping sub-theme, so, like, maybe you can make something work with that. But, yeah, it's just so... it's not needed these days. Sorry, it took me a second to figure out what the fuck this card art even was. This is Portrayal Supplier, which is just Varel Supplier in the OCG as well. And yeah, it's just actually, did we talk about that guy?
What the?
Did we miss Silver Rocket Dragon? We might have missed him. Let me look at him again. Did we talk about him? Oh no, I don't think we talked about Silver Rocket Dragon somehow. We missed him. I'll post him right now. Yeah, it's just Silver Rocket Dragon is materializing out of the void. Silver Rocket Dragon is not the worst, but he's not the best. He's still a little goofy, but at least he's called Silver and he's named after Silver Bullet and he's silver. There it is. It's easy.
Yeah.
Silver Rocket
I know
Dragon.
I know we talked about him earlier, and I promise this isn't just like ADD. This really does look like an Iraqi art.
Yeah, no. It does got some stuff going on with this art.
Like specifically, and here's the thing: I don't think it's actually Iraqi because this looks like Iraqi's art from like the '90s and early 2000s.
Yeah.
Like specifically, like Part 3, Part 2-ish.
But Silver Rocket Dragon is another rocket, so he's a Dark Dragon level 4, 1900 attack, 100 defense. If it's targeted by a Link monster, you can destroy this card. You look at your opponent's extra deck and banish one card from it. So it again has actually seen play in some decks because this is basically Kashtira Unicorn before Kashtira Unicorn. During your end phase, if it's destroyed, blah, 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 special summon a rocket. So Silver Rocket is one of those cards that is like usually still put in decks in the rotation somewhere because if you can pull off the effect, snipe one from your opponent's extra deck is usually pretty good.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those effects that's like, if this works, it's cool.
And since you usually need a critical mass of targets in your deck, and again, he's a 4. Rocket Tracer is a tuner that's a 4. So if you want to make Savage, 4/4 works out pretty good. But yeah, Portrayal Supplier is a continuous spell that just says during your standby phase, if you control a Portrayal Link monster, target a rocket in your graveyard, summon it, but destroy it during the end phase. Like again, that's good for the deck.
Consistent one of in most decks.
Yeah, he seems like a good one of. Like his effect is just too good to pass up on, but it's just like you just need one guy, you just need one of him, summon him back. Literally summon him back with Portrayal Supplier. And Portrayal Supplier is another card that's like I get what it's going for. It continues the loop. It's another one that feels so slow because it's like each standby phase, summon back one rocket from your graveyard, destroy it in the end phase, so it triggers.
Yeah. Portrayal Supplier is not a card I think is good.
It was probably good once upon a time, but now it's just like, again, we have so many better ways to do this. And Dragon Link has so many really good explosive spell traps.
I don't know if it ever was because from what I remember, Rocket has some fucking banger spell traps.
It does. It's true.
This was never one of them.
Then this next one is also not one of them. This is absolutely an anime card. This does literally say Rocket in it, so it's a Rocket-related card. But you couldn't tell that from the art at all. This card is called Link Turret, or in the OCG, Link Death Turret.
Sometimes censorship is good.
I mean, honestly, I don't even know if I'd call it a censorship. This is just somebody read that this is called Link Death Turret and just went, no, that's way stupider. We'll just call it Link Turret.
Refuse.
Portrayal.
Daga Kotor. So this is a continuous trap card that says, when this card is activated, put 4 counters on this card. Each time you take battle damage, put a counter on this card. During your main phase 2, remove 1 counter from this card. Then target 1 rocket monster in your graveyard. Special summon it, but its effects are negated. Its banishment leaves the field. You can't special summon from your extra deck except Dark Link monsters. The turn you activate this effect, even if this card leaves the field. This card's terrible. Main phase 2, summon back your rockets. It's like the weirdest battle insurance in the universe. But only during your main phase 2, so why the fuck is it a continuous trap? Like, ugh. Ugh. It's gross. It's bad.
It's bad, it should feel bad.
Our next card, which we're going to talk about... oh, no, this is right. This isn't the the one that's on our cover. It's the other one. However, this card is still really good. It's Quick Launch.
Oh yeah, no, this is I think their best spell trap probably.
Well, it's just E-Tellies for rockets. So you can see in this card art, I think that's Auto Rocket, but it might be Magna Rocket. It's one of the rocket dragons is being shot into the cylinder in the center of Boral Load. He's loading his.
Oh, he's being shot into it. Okay, that makes more sense.
Yeah, you can see
I thought
the
it was being
direction.
shot out of it.
But yeah, this is a quick play spell card that just says special summon a rocket from your deck. It can't attack, destroy it during the end phase. Hey, yeah, this is fucking E-Telly for rockets.
Oh.
Yeah, no. Not even a once per turn. In fact, I think this used to be, like, limited because it wasn't once per turn.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure when Dragon Link was the shit.
So yeah, no. Crazy utility tool, and it's why cards like Silver Rocket and stuff can be like a one of, because you're just like, no, I just play 3 quick launch. I can quick launch anything I want. If I accidentally draw more than 1 quick launch, guess what? I quick launch some more.
This is definitely like the best spell trap. I'm pretty sure it's like this or Boot Sector, depending on.
Yeah, Boot Sector's
But
really
I would
good.
argue this is. I would argue this is better for the simple fact that there are monsters that kind of do what Boot Sector does, where I don't believe there's any E-Tellies in Rocket.
I mean,
monsters,
technically,
but there's, like, 50
every
total.
rocket is an E-Telly, because it's like, but only during the end phase. It's like, in the end phase, if this card was destroyed this turn, summon a rocket from deck. But that's slow.
Yeah.
Quick launch is just do it. Guess what? They have
Do
a
it
fusion
now.
spell. It's also really good. This is Rapid Trigger, which is
Rapid
literally just called
Trigger.
Rapid Trigger. This is a quick play
Oh, thank
spell
God,
card that
a
says
normal one.
fusion summon a fusion monster from your extra deck by destroying fusion materials listed on it from your field, but it can only attack monster special summon from the extra deck. It's unaffected by activated effects of any other monster special summon from the extra deck. You only activate 1 Rapid Trigger per turn. So this is technically a generic fusion spell that's a quick play that destroys the materials.
Interesting. Actually, I thought it was just like, wait, but they only have 1 fusion one, so what's the point? But it's generic and it. Okay, no, I could see the appeal.
Rocket, like I said, the reason why I make fun of the bad spell traps so much is because it has so many great spell traps.
Yeah. And guess what?
Like,
We've got
obviously,
yet
you have
another
to play a bit of a package for it. Yep.
one. This is the card that was our thumbnail. Squib
The fact
Draw.
that okay, I have to ask. This isn't a squib, right?
He is exploding, so no. It is. This card was literally called Squib Draw in the OCG. If you don't know what a squib is, a squib is. I guess the best way to say it, it's the reverse. Yeah, it's the reverse of a blank. A squib is a little like charge or other mechanism where you release the fake blood spurt from like a bullet wound or another like stage wound.
Maybe in Japan they think that stuff that you always see on like Mythbusters and Ancient Warriors, that's like, I don't know what the fuck it's called.
Oh, okay,
but like
so
the explodey stuff.
You do also call when a bullet fails to exit the barrel a squib. That's a squib when it goes off.
No one
I'm going to
calls
assume that
it's called a misfire.
Yeah. So this sounds like the team just went, what's a weird firearm word we can use?
Okay.
Squibu.
I guess.
Sukuibu draw. Anyway, Squib Draw is another quick play spell card that says, target a rocket you control, destroy it. If you do, draw 2 cards. This is a hard once, but still. Quick play Pot of Greed.
The fact that
You know
this
what?
is not a 3 of in this archetype tells you how powerful the spell traps are.
You know what they should have done? Because of the way, like, the effect is? They should have just been Misfire Draw.
Yeah, no, that would have made more sense. But
Also,
Japan,
wow,
go to
Quick Change
Japan.
Quick Launch was never limited? That seems crazy, because that card's really
no,
good.
I believe Boot Sector launch was limited.
Yeah, Boot Sector has been limited, and in the TCG, Striker Dragon is still limited because he's just such a free guy. That's how we opened the show, by the way, Dallas, was we talked about Boot Sector and Striker Dragon as just, like,
That's
the
fair.
most... I said this at the beginning of the show. Striker Dragon is, like... I don't know if it's literally the first, but Striker Dragon is like the crystallization of the idea of the Link one that searches the field spell. He is the most free card in the universe. I even talked about how Striker Dragon is so good as a Link 1. I play him in decks that don't even have Boot Sector launch.
I think the reason Striker Dragon is so good because I think there are other Link ones that do the field spell thing just as much, but it's just because of how many field spells it can get that are dragon related, or just because of like not that because of how much dragon there is.
Yeah.
Because like it's essentially the same effect as Dark Baby from last week. Essentially.
Yeah.
But dragon decks have more play than just add a rival or add Ignister specifically.
Yeah, like I said, I use Striker in various Red Eyes related decks, including Metal Foes or Metal Force. Because guess what? Black Metal Dragon's not a once per turn and just says you search a Red Eyes card when it goes to graveyard. So Striker Dragon, or link off Black Metal Dragon for Striker Dragon. Search Darkness Metal Dragon. Banish Striker Dragon immediately for Darkness Metal Dragon. And then either summon another dragon or just summon back Black Metal and get it off the graveyard. Send it again. Just keep searching.
Sorry, I'm looking at the card art, and my only thought is just that bit from the Mortal Kombat movie. Your soul is mine.
This card's very funny. So this is called Tactical Exchanger. Perfectly normal, right? In the OCG, this is Tactical X-Chamber, which is the same thing, but sillier. Anyway, Reloader, the Overburst Dragon, which is, Reloader Dragon, is reloading Borreload Dragon, who also, by the way, I didn't know this, but apparently has a tiny gun on his back. Relative to his body size, anyway. Actually, wait, no, that's Booster Dragon is on his back.
These cards keep getting stupider.
So, no, it's Booster Dragon is riding on Borreload's back, being reloaded by Reloader Burst Dragon. It's very goofy. Anyway, this is another normal trap that says, destroy a face-up monster you control, special summon a rocket with a different name from your deck or graveyard. You can only activate once per turn. The card art's silly. For a normal trap, this card's cracked. My archetype that wants to blow itself up, I blow up one of them and summon another one from deck.
Yeah, unfortunately, I believe Dragon Link is mostly a going first deck.
Yeah. No, this card is probably phased out just by the fact that it is a normal trap, and you've got so many good, going first options. And if you're going second, you have the side deck.
And also, unfortunately, let's be very real here. Very few people play pure Rocket.
Yes, I think I've mentioned that before.
It's Dragon Pile.
Yeah. You play the best of the Rockets because they have a certain style, but also they're fairly generic. I mentioned before, Noctivision Dragon is such a free special summon. That's the guy that's, if a Dark Dragon is summoned, special summon this card from your hand.
Yeah, and obviously Rocket Tracer is just...
Yeah. Rocket Tracer's good. Rocket Synchron is a level 1 tuner dragon that also has a normal summon effect to summon a high-level dragon. They're crazy. This next guy is also crazy, and I want to know where the fuck this guy came from, because this guy is wild. So the TCG name of this card is Double Disruptor Dragon. That's dumb. In the OCG, this card is Dual Wheel Dragon. Wheel is in wheels, but with no D. Why didn't you just call him Dual Wheel Dragon? That's nothing.
Okay. So this is better than most of the dragons.
It is.
That's not saying much,
still
though.
really weird. His hands are literally revolvers. He has Reloader or Overburst Dragons, wings. And he has, Boral Dragon's body, but he has, a normal dragon head and feet, which is good, I guess. But also, Dallas, here's the weird thing. Where do you think this monster is? What monster do you think this type this is?
Effect monster.
Yes, yeah. This is just a normal effect monster.
I already do. I do know this card. Sorry.
But this looks like it should be a fusion or something, right? He's got multiple design layers weaved together.
This should definitely be a Well, no, I could see this being an effect monster in like the dual monsters boss monster type of way.
It's true. Anyway, so Double Disruptor Dragon.
He's not a level 4, I don't think.
No, this is a level 8, is what I was getting at. Like, this guy's a pretty big guy. This card is interesting because this is clearly the bridge to some of the other stuff we're going to talk about. This came out a little later in Burst of Destiny in 2021. Dual Wheel Dragon, or Double Disruptor Dragon, is a level 8 Dark Dragon with 2,500 attack and 1,500 defense. And it says you can tribute this card. Target 2 rockets in your grave, 2 rocket monsters in your grave with different names, special summon in the defense position. You can banish this card from your graveyard, add either a Rapid Trigger, the fusion spell, or a Heavy Interlock from your deck to your graveyard to your hand. You can use each effect once per turn. Now you may ask me, what the fuck is a Heavy Interlock? Well, technically we probably should have done that guy alphabetical because he's a main deck monster, but let's take a detour into the Ritual Zone. Also, oh my god.
This thing. This art, I know. I've seen this art before. This art
sorry, Heavy Interlock is so... Man. Anyway, there's Heavy Interlock, chat. Let me get what it summons, because it's a ritual spell. Because they added rituals. That is Borreload Riot Dragon, so they added, the ritual version as well. Because that's a summoning type. Riot Dragon is a riot. So, what's wrong with Riot Dragon, chat? I mean, besides the fact that his wings are not guns, they're caulk guns. Because they have, like, weird pulls and shit. Why does he suddenly have, like, Chinese spirit dragon, like, hair tendrils and whiskers? Why is he a wizened dragon all of a sudden? Also, his fingers are still barrels.
What the fuck am I looking at?
It's hard. You have to adjust it. It's such a bad art angle. Like, holy shit.
Yeah, no.
Sorry for being so negative today, but, like, this art is, like, the goofiest.
Borals are pretty goofy. And then you see it's the ritual spell Heavy Interlock. I'm just like, what am I looking at? It's so blown out.
Like the Heavy Interlock, you think like there's some kind of like power being fed into the face with the yellow lines. No, that's just its weird hair and mustache.
Yeah.
Mustache.
Which again is really funny because guess what? This card was people were just like, oh shit, this might bring back Dragon Link again.
Nope.
And I think it did for a while.
So,
Borreload Riot Dragon is a Dark Dragon ritual monster, like I said. Level 8, 3k attack, 2,500 defense. You can ritual summon this card with Heavy Interlock. When your opponent special summons a monster, quick effect. Negate the summon. If you do, destroy that monster. Then destroy this card or one rocket monster you control. That is mandatory. If this card is in your graveyard, target a Boral or Rocket in your graveyard. Destroy a card you control or in your hand. If you do, add that target to your hand. You're going to use each effect once per turn.
That split second, Omega almost mixed the archetypes together. Clock it. I heard that.
Yeah, Boral or Rocket. It's because it's Boral or Rocket. But yeah, so this guy's just Solemn Warning. And also, by the way, the ritual spell can be used to ritual summon Borreload Riot Dragon. You must also tribute monster from your hand or field, or destroy rocket monsters from your hand or face-up field whose totals levels equal 8. The monster special summoned by this effect can't be destroyed by battle with a monster special summoned from the extra deck and is unaffected by the activated effect of any monster special summoned from the extra deck.
Yeah, that second part is pretty relevant.
Fuck you, extra
yeah,
deck.
So this basically gives you Solemn Warning on a monster. And if your opponent does get rid of it, they can cycle it back. And also makes him really hard to get rid of because he's, like, unaffected by extra deck monsters and can't be destroyed by battle by extra deck monsters. So you can't just make Access Code Talker and run him over. You know, you got to do something different. You got to actually try. And it doesn't have a bad graveyard effect. This did not... Yeah, it is a good card. This did not, like, bring Dragon Link back into full swing, but I definitely think it made Konami go,
Thoughts and ideas.
There were also a couple more rocket monsters, like I said.
There's
They were
also a
released
couple more
before it.
Borals we haven't done.
Yeah. They're after. Because technically Riot's in the main deck. First, Rocket Caliber. Honestly, I feel like I don't hate this guy, but also I'm looking at this guy. This is just that weird snake toy I owned as a kid. You know the one, chat. The one with like the little joints that you hold it up and it kind of waves back and forth.
No, 100%.
I'm thinking of that ferret on a ball that spins about.
Also, Omega, does his face give old Prospector vibes to you? This reminds me of this doc like a yes, no, exactly like that.
Yeah, no, his
my God,
teeth are
it's easy
so
to
big
peek.
and square. And also I do like that while his head is a bullet, it's also stylized. So like it's not just literally a photorealistic bullet stuck on his head.
No, this is like one of the better designs.
Also, he's like purple
Which
and
is
black with a little bit of
depressing.
gold. Like, yeah, no. The fact that this simple design is one of the better ones is a little crazy. Anyway, this is basically Rocket Tracer 2. This is another level 4 Dragon Tuner. Dark, obviously, 1700 attack, 100 defense. You can special summon this card from your hand to a zone of Dark Link monster points too. You can special summon Rocket Caliber once returned this way. You can tribute this card, special summon a Dark Dragon or Machine Monster from your hand, except Rocket Caliber. You can use this effect of Rocket Caliber once per turn. I do not know exactly why it's also Machine.
I feel
Other
like
than
this
that,
card
Cracking
is,
Dragon was pretty good.
I feel like this card is good, but just not Rocket Tracer, so you might run like one of it, but not all the way. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just giving you another tuner that has a different name than Rocket Tracer that is still pretty easy to summon out because you just, go, oh, I'm pointing to zones the Link monster points to, Also, actually, yeah, it says Machine Dragon because I think that Revolver Varus literally owned Cracking Dragon, which is a machine monster in the anime.
Was also like a weird actual thing. It wasn't just a Yu-Gi-Oh card, it was a real thing. Like a bioweapon, or I can't remember. Reigns is weird.
Yeah.
You
But
don't
yeah,
say.
Rocket Caliber is fairly alright. Gives you another tuner to work with. The design's pretty good. We also got Rocket Coder. Or Bullet Coder. This card's weird because I feel like they were trying to be like, hey, what if Varus and Playmaker were buddies? Which they did team up in the anime, but also not really, he's a rival still.
Varus literally never became. Well, okay. Can I mini rant? I do not consider Varus a rival character. I know he technically is the rival, quote unquote, but he's also actually just a villain, which to me is different.
I want to say,
if anyone, to me, the rival is Soulburner. If anyone.
I mean, I do want to say that Yu-Gi-Oh does change up their formulas a little, but yeah, no. From what I understand, Revolver is straight up he fits the mold of the rival character, but he's straight up an antagonist in the first season, and then he just kind of is there for the rest of it.
Well, he is strictly an antagonist. There is no point where he is ever a good person. He is just a less evil than the main
for
antagonist.
comparison, right, in, say, Zexal.
The gore was great.
In, Zexal, Kite is, an antagonist sometimes, but works together with the protagonist other times, and is often just kind of doing his own thing.
Well, I don't think Kite is ever actually an antagonist. He's a dick.
Yeah, he fights our protagonist, but he's not a bad guy.
Yeah, he has a very complicated relationship with the season 1 antagonist.
It's kind of like
is his dad, but he's also fighting against his dad because his dad is being possessed by an evil ghost or
antimatter aliens or something. And it's thinking back, even Kaiba is weird because the way the anime set up, which is kind of after a soft reboot of the manga, is he starts as an antagonist. He bullies the shit out of Yugi's grandpa. Yugi blows his mind up, and then Pegasus tries a hostile takeover of his company, and Kaiba becomes basically a proper rival, like, anti-hero type character, because he's like, Yugi, I will oppose your efforts to defeat the big bad, because I must defeat the big bad for my own reasons, but edgier. Meh, I'm gonna drop off this building.
I mean,
And
Revolver
then-
is very similar to that phase of Kaiba, except he started out as just a villain.
Yeah.
Like,
And
I don't
honestly,
know.
GX probably has the most complicated thing with rivals, because, like, I feel like GX
Well, he
couldn't
just
make
keeps
up its
getting-
mind.
Chaz keeps getting mind controlled. That's the problem.
I feel like they set up Chaz for, like, the classic rival arc, and then they were going to be like, when he after his triumphant comeback and then defeating of his brothers, they're like, all right, Chaz/Manjome is just a good guy now. He's just part of the team. And then it's like, oh, but this really fucks up the dynamic because, like, Chaz does hate Jaden's guts still.
Chaz
Not like
becomes
in an
a
evil way.
very good guy.
Yeah, like not like in an evil way. Chaz just finds Jaden really annoying, but Jaden is just like,
Yeah.
we're
No,
homies
Jaden.
now.
I'm not a bad guy. I just don't like you.
Yeah.
And then like, and I feel like Cyrus's brother Zane is like the reverse arc where they're just like, no, this is gonna be the cool older brother rival, and then they're just like, fuck it, electroshock torture sadomasochism arc. He's bad now.
And
He's
also
bad, and then his heart
also
explodes.
Heart cancer.
He's bad, and then his heart explodes, and it's just like, I don't.
Well,
GX is a real fun series.
GX
It's so weird
GX,
sometimes.
I love it. Everyone took it. Remember, the protagonist also became the main antagonist.
It's true. I think
Yes,
everybody does take a heel turn in GX at some point.
Except
Maybe
for-
Bastion doesn't.
Cyrus does not. Bastion goes insane. He doesn't turn evil. He just goes crazy.
Bastion has sex with a woman who's literally a tiger, and just he's never right afterwards. I'm not joking, by the way.
I know, but still, just hearing it out loud.
And he's just
It's
never
still-
correct after. No,
No.
Dallas, you are right.
No, Omega. She was a ghost tiger. Thank you.
Yes. It turns out Amazon S Tiger is female, and she's single in your area. Which is not any worse than, by the way, Jinzo is also
see.
just a guy who possesses
Yeah.
people.
I think literally the only character in GX who didn't become a villain at some point is Cyrus. I think and Chumley, because he left in like 10 episodes, but
Also, Chumley sucked. He
He-
never he didn't even have a good gimmick.
Yeah. His gimmick
Anyway,
was Australia, which
So
weird gimmick, but okay.
Rocket Coder is
and he
weird.
wasn't
Like
even
I
yeah,
the
that's
best
said,
fair.
character in the show at that.
this is like clearly trying to set up a Code Talker Rocket bridge, but also like that doesn't exist though. That doesn't work.
Yeah,
So
it's not like the Adagnister Code Talker where even though technically I is the antagonist, I and Playmaker are like very heavily intertwined. They're like two halves of the same person,
yeah.
and also maybe in love, and also maybe the same person. It's very confusing.
And it's also not
Okay.
like Decode Talker Heat Soul, because like we said, Soulburner is kind of the rival, but he's also a homie.
Oh yeah. Loth, I don't remember you were here for this, but so all the AIs were made by torturing children. The child
As
that
you
was
do.
tortured to make I was Playmaker.
I don't know anything about Vrains. I wasn't here for the.
Yeah.
That's fair.
so-
No, yeah. So basically, I came from Playmaker's anguish. It's very complicated and gets very homoerotic. Like, Yu-Gi-Oh! Has always had a homoeroticism thing that I don't know is intentional or not. Vrains
I
is
feel
the
like in
gayest
some-
Yu-Gi-Oh!
I feel like in some
Zexal's the
series-
gayest Yu-Gi-Oh! series.
I feel
Vrains
like in
is the
some
second.
series it's intentional, and in other series of Yu-Gi-Oh! It's unintentional just because they have not found a
Yeah.
person in a Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime to write female characters. We need the
Weirdly
equivalent.
enough,
We need the
I would
equivalent
say-
of Part 6 JoJo. We need a Yu-Gi-Oh! Series that's just all female characters.
I would say GX is probably the least. GX and the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Are the least gay.
And the original Yu-Gi-Oh! Is still has some subtext, but some of that is
Oh,
also
no,
just
so
because
is- so
Takahata
is
Saying
is
GX.
just
just
like
like
you have a guy inside of another guy.
I mean,
Well,
GX still has
well,
like the
okay.
guy who is rainbow themed, who is all about Jaden.
Yeah, the Jaden's Jaden's gay side piece.
But
Um,
also, Ubel is a hermaphrodite
I said
demon alien.
I said least gay. There are some LGBTQ themes that's just not purely gay.
Yeah, no. But I'm just saying, it's like,
But,
also
no.
on the converse, like, Jaden's relationship is complicated, but Ubel is weird.
Yeah, Zexel is the one where literally the main character screams that he needs the other main character inside him more. And then they do
So-
the fusion dance.
I think 5Ds is just, like, weirdly sexless, just because, like I said, I don't think the team knew what
5Ds
to
is
do with
too
their
edgy to be
female
horny.
characters.
5Ds
is funny
too busy
because,
being
like,
edgy.
The internet fandom treats Akiza as, like, the, like, sexy Yu-Gi-Oh character, other than, like, DMG, I think. But also, like, again, the show, I don't think, knew what they were doing with her. The show didn't know what they
There's
were
a
doing
lot
with
of
lots of people.
characters in 5D. I don't think they knew what they were doing with Yusei in 5Ds.
So Rocket Coder's a level 4 Dark Cybers with 1700 attack and 300 defense. But if you use it for the link summon of a Boral monster, it can be a dragon. Again, that's, very cool. It's very weird. You can use each of the following effects of Rocket Coder once return. If a Cybers monster you control will use as link material for a Code Talker, you can use it in your hand. If this monster you control will be link material as a Boral monster, a Dark monster in your hand can be used as material. So really cute, fucking useless. Like Dragon Link didn't need this at all, and Code Talker also doesn't need this at all because they have like
Who is this
4
for?
monsters that do this. Yeah. This was also in, this was in Battles of Legend, like as a little bonus card, and it's just like, that's very cute, this does nothing. Code Talkers don't need this shit, they have so many cards that do this already, and Borals don't need this shit because Dragon Link is already like a huge, like, interdependent dragon thing.
Dragon, it does nothing.
Speaking of which, hey, Borals, we did get more Borals. Oh, God, sorry. I've only for the first time ever looked at this guy up close.
Yep. No. Yeah.
First is Boral Guard Dragon, who is,
Yeah,
I want to say,
it's 80%.
80% okay until you get to his mouth and you realize there's a gun in there.
There's a gun. There's a man with a gun over there.
Oh no!
Everybody
why?
stop. Hey, what's that sound?
what's that
Everybody
sound?
look what's
God,
going
this
down. I mean, that's what you should say more about Yu-Gi-Oh! Yeah, no. This guy, like I said, I want to say he's like 80% okay, maybe 70% because his toes are still also weird and fucked up. But like, he's the most just a guy out of the Borals.
I've accepted that Yu-Gi-Oh artists do not know how to draw dragon feet. They just
That's
don't.
true. God, it's so many. Watch our episode on 5D, not 5Ds, not the Dimension Dragons, but the Dimension Dragons, not the Crimson Dragons. The Arc 5 guys. So many of those guys have such bad, or like I think even like some of the Crystal Wings just straight up don't have feet.
I love my Dimension Dragons, even though I've never seen Arc V. They have some fucked up, stupid feet that I'm just like, don't.
Odd Eyes has really bad feet for some reason. But no, Boral Guard is like I said, most of the way okay. Like I don't hate his weird like shoulder guards things.
The head.
And then you get to the head and you're like, okay, that's a pretty normal Oh, why is there a gun in his
No.
mouth?
First of all, I had 3 questions about the head. First of all, why is it a Triceratops?
I mean, that's also true. I don't know why it's a dinosaur.
Why are we going back to dinosaurs again? Second, why does it look like that one thing is vibrating? His one frill bit on the top.
Yeah, I don't know. I think they've drawn him with a white aura outline that makes him a little weird.
And then obviously, this is the man with the golden gun.
Yeah,
in his
bright
mouth.
golden gun in his mouth. Otherwise, yeah, I don't hate the other bits of his design. It is a little weird. It's a little busy. I don't know why his flames are orange.
Can I explain this dumb image I had in my head now that we've talked about his gun mouth thing?
Yeah.
Remember the scene from Aliens? Just creeps up, opens mouth, gun mouth just comes out.
Blow.
He's just the xenomorph, but for guns.
Now I am just imagining this dragon is voiced by Christopher Lee. That makes me happy. And if you don't get that reference, watch more James Bond movies.
I need to watch some.
Do actually watch The Man with the Golden Gun. That is one of the classic ones. That's
It's
very
actually
good.
one of the better ones. Mostly because of Christopher Lee. To be very
I mean, you know,
honest.
Sir Christopher Lee is a great add to everything. Like, he wasn't always a classy actor. He also, you know, played a lot of roles in Hammer horror films.
Oh no, Christopher Lee is like my favorite kind of actor. Where it's like, yes, he has these very serious, he's like Tim Curry. It's like, yeah, they have these very serious, very like sophisticated roles, and then they're also in just goofy shit.
Rocket Horror Picture Show comes to mind. Fern
Yup.
Gully.
Tim Curry is one of those guys who was like, I'll do anything for a
Nigel
paycheck,
Thornberry.
and then I will treat it with my utmost gravitas. Remember, Tim Curry was also the bad guy in Legend, which involved a shitload of makeup.
He was Satan, basically. He was in Home Alone 2.
Yeah.
He was in Scary Movie 2.
No, it's real great. But yeah, so Boral Guard Dragon is another one of those guys who's just like, oh, shit. That's cool. This is just another Boral load dragon. So he's Link 4, 3000 attack, has the arrows facing like the other direction. It's all right facing, so it's front, back, you know, middle right, back right. 3+ effect monsters. Cannot be destroyed by card effects, period. So we're advancing a little in our terms. Once per turn, you can send a card from your spell trap zone to the graveyard, special summon from either graveyard to your field. One monster that was destroyed and sent there this turn, but negate its effects. And then once per turn, quick effect, target a monster on the field, change its defense position. Your opponent can't activate cards or effects in response to this card's activation. So this is just like, it's more defensive, it's less end the game, but this is a card that's pretty layered.
I'm sorry, I have to explain this because I looked up on Wikipedia for Tim Curry just to see what other roles he's done. Chancellor Palpatine in Star Wars The Clone Wars 2012 to 2014.
Yep.
Like, what the fuck?
Well, the actor, I can't remember if the actor... No, the actor hadn't... I think the actor might have passed. I don't know.
That or he was busy.
Or he wasn't interested in it.
That doesn't sound
Oh,
like
right.
Ian McDiarmid, because he fucking loves being Papa Palpatine, that he just straight up passed. I think he must have been busy with something.
Yeah.
Or they didn't want to get
Dude,
him.
he
for,
was
like-
in... he was in the Osmosis Jones TV series.
Oh, there it is. There it is. He became Palpatine upon the death of Ian Abercrombie.
Okay, it was his death. I didn't want to say it in case it wasn't, but I thought it might. No, he was... Tim Curry was in literally everything. It's hilarious.
Yeah, he was in
Yeah.
Gargoyles, Army of Monsters of All Things.
I mean, Gargoyles had a very, you know,
Neutron.
broad, you know, group of roles. I mean, literally, you
One of
had
his,
several Star Trek: The Next Generation actors in there.
One of his last roles before he was... he had a... did he have a stroke or did he...
Yes, I believe he had a stroke and retired.
Parkinson's. I can't remember if it was
was-
stroke or Parkinson's.
Sorry, I'm just getting lost in the source looking at what he's done. He was in the first Barbie film, Barbie in the Night.
Yeah, no, Tim Curry is like... He's this weird like level of actor. Like he is to me a C plus list actor. Like he's more than a C list actor, but he's not quite a B list actor. So he's in like
Dragon
everything.
Intelligence?
He was
Yeah, R.L. Howe.
He was
I
a-
deserved. Blah.
Oh, that makes so much more sense now.
Yeah, he's the kind of guy who's, like I said, he'll take any job for money. And he was... Some actors turn their nose up at, children's cartoons. But he's like, you got a paycheck?
And then
Just,
his
you know,
literal...
cracks neck.
One of the funniest things, or not funny, but just a little funny. One of his last roles was a sociopathic serial killer and kidnapper. And it's one of the creepiest roles I've ever seen.
Yeah?
Also, you know, obviously, so many people know him from the meme I'm
Yeah.
going to the one place that hasn't been corrupted by capitalism. Spies!
Spies!
Which is from, the
love that he
FMV footage from a fucking Command and Conquer game.
I love that you can see he's trying not to crack up, but failing.
Oh,
Tried
100%.
so hard.
No,
Because I'm sure
like I said,
I'm sure the team at Command and Conquer told him, no, go ham. Be as stupid as you like. You're saying something incredibly dumb right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, Beauregard is a more defensive option. It might be a little better, going first than Sword, because you can't attack to end the game anyway. It's a good piece to add. But I think the other big Boral they added is probably the more impressive one.
I do need to say that this is the last one, I promise. See, he did this thing called The Greatest Adventure Stories from the Bible. Can you guess what 2 biblical characters he was cast as?
Satan and Satan?
You're close. Judas Iscariot and the Serpent.
I got one in the right. I'll take it.
Yeah. Anyway, Boral and Dragon.
I would believe that. What the? Hold on.
I didn't realize that Boral and Dragon was the King Ghidorah of Borals.
Yeah, what the fuck?
Oh, you didn't know he had 3 heads?
No,
No.
I didn't actually.
Oh yeah.
I gotta be honest. I'm not really whelmed by this guy otherwise, because he's just Boral Load Dragon, but he's got 3 heads. Like, his color scheme's slightly different, I guess.
He seems more like he's got extra bits on him. He seems thicker in layman's terms.
He is a little bulkier, I think, yes.
Thank you. That's what I should have gone with.
Yeah, he's just kind of like... He's got those stupid finger barrels again.
Yeah, they all unfortunately have that. I mean, they're
always
called
have those
Borel,
finger
so...
barrels.
Anyway, this is their attempt to give Boral a Link 5. This is a Dark Link Dragon. He's got the front, left, right, and back, left, right arrows. 3+ effect monster still, but is now a Link 5. Can't be destroyed by battle or card effects. And also, neither player can target this card with monster effects. Can attack all monsters your opponent controls once each. Quick effect, target an effect monster on the field and 1 rocket in your graveyard. Negate the effect of that monster on the field. If you do special summon that other monster in your graveyard, your opponent can't activate cards or effects in response to that effect. You only use effective Boral End Dragon once per turn. So yeah, Boral End Dragon, which came out in Ghost from the Past, Second Haunting, and was in like the Rarity Collection and shit. This is just the okay, we're giving they made like a Link 5 version of like Firewall Dragon, and eventually, there was the Link 6 as well. And they were just like, okay, Boral needs a big guy too, right? So this is just Boral Load Dragon, but bigger. And I think has, in Dragon Link decks, replaced a lot of the use for the normal Boral Load, just because, or even Boral Sword, just because he's just bigger and badder. Can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, and can't be targeted by monster effects. Attack all monsters your opponent controls. Just a more uniform card.
Yeah.
Has some uses, I guess.
It's okay. It is the most disappointing kind of bad art, where it's bad and uninteresting and uncreative.
Yeah, he's just kind of...
I would have preferred if it was wackier.
I think that's how I feel too. Like I said, when I was like, I feel whelmed by his card art. It's just like, yeah, he's just a Boral Load Dragon, but with 3 heads. What is there to say?
Now, there's still a few Borals we have not mentioned.
There's so fucking many.
There really are.
Well, Shroud and Fatal Flare aren't out yet.
But Boral Code.
Oh yeah, that's right. Did I miss that guy?
The
in the
longest stream
list
going
of
on for
rockets?
almost.
We are getting to the end. The next thing I had in my list is just the cards that aren't even out yet. Where is Boral Code?
I don't know.
Dallas, are you eating something?
Yes, I'm eating grapes.
Okay, I was wondering why I was hearing mastication.
Yeah, grapes.
Okay, so that is...
People like
When did
grapes.
this guy come out? Was that also Burst or Infinity Code extra? Burst of Destiny. Okay, yeah. Is there no way that guy's not in the... I think the wiki's just missing him from the appropriate block. Anyway, Boral Code Dragon. Another attempt to make the big fucking... It's funny. It feels like the attempt to make a big fucking guy, but this is actually, like, solving the Link 3 problem we talked about. I mean, honestly, other than being maybe a little too, like, busy with, like, the extra lightning and shit, this guy's not bad because he's not a weird gun.
Well, I think he's supposed to be another access code fusion.
I mean,
Somehow.
if he's a little more code talker, he does have like the circles in his arms, like some of the code talkers do.
Yeah.
But otherwise, this is just like, I mean, I'm gonna be honest with you, chat. This is just a mobile armor. Like, this is just a weird Gundam end boss.
Yeah, I think
Yeah,
this
no,
is
the
my
face is
favorite
good.
face on any of the Borals.
I
Because
would
there's not a gun in it.
totally. I can picture this guy showing up in fucking Super Robot Wars.
Yeah,
Well,
no, that's what I mean. Like,
don't-
this guy looks
Don't
like
be too
a
mean, though, man.
giant...
It's not just the swords that are the problems. There's also the one that's just, or not. There's also the one that's just swords.
It's true, but his face isn't doing anything weird. It's got, like, the little Cybers hexagrams. And even his dumb barrel fingers have, like, blue light orbs at the end, so they're probably, like, laser fingers. And like I said, this just because he doesn't have legs, it looks like he just has, like, his tail and a big, like, flotation ring, is I'm like, this looks like a Super Robot Show end boss. Like, we built a giant mecha dragon that's possessed by the soul of Satan, which we acquired from an ancient asteroid. Or, we built it just to do war crimes. If we're
Omega,
Xeon,
it's
specifically.
Funny, it's funny you say that. That sounds a lot like the final boss of the Bostia area in 14.
We put Satan in a robot for some reason.
I forget Omega.
No, they
did
built
I-
No, we're
robot
still on,
out
like,
of the-
like Castrum, I think, on...
They built a.
No.
They built.
Did you say if I could spoil the final boss of Bostia for you, or like the second zone?
I think I may have figured out some of the stuff anyway, but we haven't talked about it. We should not talk about it on this show,
Okay,
because it's,
I won't.
yeah,
I won't say it.
it's
then.
unrelated. But yeah, no, like I said, this, you know, my joking aside is just like, you know, there's monstrous AI weapons and horrible Giga Satans and Super Robot, and then, like I said, there's just like, you know, if you're talking about original, Universal Century timeline, yeah, Xeon just made giant robots just to kill more people, like Big Zam. Just like, why not?
I'm gonna pick Big Zam.
Yeah, it's the only thing that comes to mind whenever I hear Big Zam is just Danny just going, Big Zam.
Oh, hey, Big Sam. No, I think about that constantly too, but it's even funnier now that I've watched the original Mobile Suit Gundam, and just that is also just how Big Zam is. He's just kind of there. Oh, hey, it's Big Zam.
Oh, hey, Big Zam.
Anyway, Boral Code Dragon honestly has, I mean, it is a good monster, but he's just a Link 3, so he's like a middle piece. It's sad that he's so cool for this. He just has the triangular arrows, one front and the back corners, 10-500 attack, his 2+ effect monsters. This card can't be destroyed by cards effects while a Link monster points to it. You can use each of the effects once per turn. At the start of the damage step, if this card was Link summoned using 3 monsters as material, battles an opponent's monster, destroy all monsters on the field. That's all monsters on the field. But if a Link monster points to it, it's not destroyed. You can banish this card from your graveyard, banish a Dark Monster with 3k or more attack from the field. If you do, special summon a Topologic from your extra deck or graveyard. So kind of showing the you know, weird Topologic overlay where the Topologics were used by the bad guy AIs, and then also Revolver did use some of
share
them.
this.
I
love
what?
Big Sam in real life. Okay. I'll look at that later, because I don't want the audio to bleed over. But yeah, so Boral Code is a way to, like, bridge more formally into Topologics, which are, like, rocket adjacent, and there is some overlap there. This episode is already way too long, though, so I did not include them in it. Like I said, I literally missed Code. But yeah, Code's a good card. It solves the problem that Borals have, where just, like, their quote-unquote in-archetype linked 3s kind of sucked. Like, Triple Burst was probably the best, and even then, he was still, like, janky as hell.
Yeah.
Dallas, could you please mute up?
Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I was getting the agita.
No, not bad.
Yeah.
Okay, how many more left, Omega?
I don't know, like 6?
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah, I told you, there's a whole new support wave.
Yup.
And so
they
these
just get sillier.
These will have the watermark on them because that's the only version that's, like, good of the art. But, like I said, they're not released yet. So we start with Hollow Rocket Dragon. Hollow Bullet Dragon. He's a hollow point. He's even got the peeling like he is a hollow point that's fired. But also, he still has the bullet in his face. It makes him look like a weird flower.
Right?
Weirdly,
I think this is one of my favorites of the rocket. See, the main deck rockets are never the problem with this archetype.
No. I mean, some of them are goofy. This guy, at least, I think I understand his aesthetic. Like the hollow point being peeled back, being expanded like a collar, which also like Loth just joked about him looking like Leomon, like a lion mane.
I posted the image in Fail Portrayal.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Like
that one probably
and that's
also died.
Like honestly fine. And also, guess what? This is a way to do because there were several level 6 monsters that were clearly related to rockets, but very few of them were actually rockets. So Hollow Rocket, or Hollow Variant again, is a Dark Dragon level 6, 2400 attack, 600 defense. When a Link monster effect activated targets this card, you can destroy it. Excavate 6 cards from the top of your opponent's deck. If you do, banish 1 excavated card. Also, place the rest on the top of the deck in any order. So basically, they were like, oh, Silver Rocket was already Kashira Unicorn. What if we just gave them Kashira Ogre? That's Hollow Rocket. During the end phase, special summon a rocket from your deck, except Hollow Rocket. So that's okay. It's a level 6. It's bigger. It's badder. Its effect is very funny. This isn't going to break the support, but like I said, it's silly. I like him.
Yes. Can we talk about the stupidest name I've ever seen?
Which one?
It's another main deck one. I don't know if this is getting printed. It starts with an A. Is this something we're going over, or is it not?
I don't think so. It doesn't sound familiar. What's the name?
Aneth.
Oh, we've already talked about it. You already missed Aneth's Rocket Dragon. That was an OG guy. That's a classic.
Yeah, that was one of the
fair
first
enough.
ones.
Yeah, no, he's a very goofy one because he's got a tranquilizer dart, but it's yeah. All right. So next, nobody be jump scared because it's got detonator in the name. That's small. Do I get a bigger sample? Probably not. Let's see if I can get it bigger because that one didn't seem correctly. There we go. This is the proper size. Don't know why Google image servers are fucking with me. Rocket Detonator. They've done a good job of using the watermark to hide how silly I know his face is, because I think it's like a red tipped bullet or like a rocket, like a firework or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, otherwise this guy's, he's got weird old-timey flintlocks for his weird trigger thing, and he's got 4 of them primed to fire the 4 in his body.
This is a little too goofy for me.
He's a little silly.
The hooks.
Well, like I said, those aren't hooks. Those are flintlocks. Those are old-fashioned triggers, but they are a little silly,
The thing that's sending me the most is the fact that the fucking watermark is covering up part of his face like Mike Wazowski.
I mean, yeah, they're all like that. So Rocket Detonator is another 7. 1800 attack, 2500 defense. If you control a Dark Dragon Link monster, you can special summon this card from your hand. You can only special summon Detonator once per turn. You can target a Dark Dragon monster card in your spell trap zone, special summon it, but it can't attack if its effects are negated. You can also can't special summon the dex check rest of turn of dark monsters. You can only use this effect once per turn. So it's just another 7 that's a super free summon, and also lets you get guys out of your back row. Why would I need to get guys out of my back row? Well, like I said, they have an equipping theme they're going to work with. But also it does, I believe, I think that might, like, unfuckle, stuff like Sinful Spoils of Subversion. Because while they are treated as spell traps, they are still, you know, they have the monster stats. Anyway, here's our next guy who is also super goofy. This is Rocket Loader. Or Bullet Loader. Yeah, he's just covered in balls. Like, I get that they're supposed to be, like, bullet tips most of the time, but it just means he's covered in, like, capsules.
Look at my chocolate salty balls.
Thanks, Chef.
Yeah, no, this card looks stupid.
He's very goofy. And I also still don't know what's going on with his forehead.
You know what the sad part is? I kind of like him mainly because he's a good shade of green.
I know the color's nice. But...
I mentioned way earlier with, like, Noctivision and some of the others that, like, they added the ability to cycle in some of your Dark Dragon level 7, so, like, they came back. This is why Rocket Loader's a level 4 Dark Dragon with 15/15 that says, if this card's normal or special, add 1 level 7 Dark Dragon from your deck to your hand. You can't special summon for the extra deck except Dark Monsters, which doesn't mean anything in this deck. You can banish this card from your graveyard, target a face-up monster on the field. It becomes dark until the end of this turn. You can only use each effect once per turn. Yeah, so this guy just on normal or special adds back, can add Detonator, obviously, who's a 7, which is really easy to summon. Also can add Noctivision or anything. Also, like, genuinely, when this card hits, like, Master Duel, this might find its way into my Metal Morph deck because... Red Eyes, you know, Dark Nail Dragon, Red Eyes Dragon, Dark Nails, who's a very critical card, is a level 7 Dark Dragon. And a actual problem the Metal Morph deck has is that it doesn't have enough normal summons. There's literally 1. Konami, why did you introduce this cool Metal Morph thing and then fucking not give it more cards?
Because they hate you.
Because Konami loves making things and hates expanding on them.
Yeah,
Unless
I mean, it took him
gets them more money.
like 4 years after the last wave of Rockets. It was 2021.
I'm once
so they did
again
Rocket
asking
Loader.
for fucking support for fucking archetypes that I haven't had for years.
Well, this DDD's getting a lot. Like, they've even got another couple of cards.
Oh no, DDD is spoiled, but that's because it's an anime archetype. Those always get spoiled. Unless they're like villain of the week archetypes. Rip Arcana Force.
I mean, they tried, but...
They really did. But it didn't do nothing.
Not how good.
Are we getting to Trisporo?
Well, first, the other Borel. Fatal Flare. Because he's Boral Load Fatal Flare. Alright, okay, we've got the sample. Anyway, what if we made Furious Dragon 2? Honestly, huge improvement.
Oh no, yeah, this is actually good.
Like, he's got the, like...
his fingers aren't fucking barrels. And he has normal feet.
Yeah,
He looks a bit slender.
he has dragon wings, so... Obviously, this is, like... Fatal Flare here is borrowing from, like, some of the design elements of, like, the Code Talkers with, like, his lines and stuff. Like, the way that the wiki is, like, it's probably a fusion between Decode Talker and Borreload Dragon.
Honestly, genuinely the best-looking extract monster in this entire arc.
I think I agree, yes, just because he's the most normal. Like, I'm flabbergasted by the fact that he just has normal human hands. It's like, oh my god.
Yeah, normal.
even if he had the finger barrels, it would probably still be my favorite, just because of all
Yes.
the other stuff not being
So,
fucked up.
by the way, also the way they do like Fatal, they did Furious, and then was like they did like Borreload F. So this is Borreload FF Dragon, and then they explain that
Borreload
F stands for
Final
Fatal
Fantasy
Flare.
Dragon.
So this is a Dark Dragon fusion monster, level 8, 2500 attack, 2k defense. One Dark monster, one Dark Link monster. So yeah, you can make this by literally fusing Decode and Borreload, but also you can make this a million different ways. If this card's fusion summoned, add a Rocket monster from your deck to your hand. You can target a Dark monster you control, equip one Dark Link monster from your graveyard or banishment to it as an equip spell that gives it 500 attack. If this card's sent to the graveyard as Link material, target a card on the field, destroy it. You can only use each effect once per turn. So yeah, I was. This is another way that enables Savage Dragon, but like I think this does mean that they're probably gonna have to let Savage Dragon off the ban list for this guy because it's clearly meant to like synergize with that. But also he has pretty generic materials. He does do some stuff. It's different than I think the original Furious, who like kind of felt like he was supposed to be like a possible end piece.
I don't think that Savage would be that much of a problem if let off the ban list.
So long as we just keep some of the Sinful Spoil Snake Eyes shit banned and just
Like, here's the thing. There was... I don't know. I think that should come off. But here's the thing. I don't think it's a... I don't think anything is positive by letting Savage off the ban list. But I also don't think it would cause anything negative.
All right.
I
Well,
would've
remember how...
Other than
less
lack of
hung up on
creativity.
it if fucking Master Duel didn't let him be just everywhere.
No, in Master Duel he's
That's
annoying,
just a
but
me thing.
Master Duel doesn't fucking do anything about generic extra deck monsters because they're ultra rares. Like, I think they should also have probably hit Apple a long time ago.
I'll say this. I know that is a theory. I lean more towards a different way, and in that Master Duel is very much biased towards the OCG. And the OCG
I mean, that's also
doesn't have a
true,
ban.
but also Master Duel does not do OCG bans that are ultra rares like ever. They just find some other way to do it. Mathmex Circular? Nah. Diameter. Circular to 1? Diameter's banned. Why is Diameter banned? He's a rare.
That's true.
Like,
but I do think the OCG is a factor.
Okay,
I mean, I
and-
do
and
think
then-
it is
and-
true, but it's still one of those things of like, Master Duel, you gotta own up to the fact that you're your own format. You're not even like
Sorry,
the
I'm just looking
OCG
at
because
this.
you're so single-alone. Yeah, this is Boral Shroud Dragon.
So we had
Boral
okay
Dragon hit the
stuff for
steroids.
this. Yeah.
Okay, so this is bad, but like not as bad as some of the others.
It's not like a goofy bad. It's just like, I don't think you really needed to bulk up Borreload Dragon, you know? Like, it's just like...
You know how I said a lot of the other ones were designed by like a 5-year-old? This is designed by a teenager.
He's gonna have big, huge, square shoulders.
And muscles, and guns, and gun
Yeah, brother.
muscles.
Yeah, exactly. So this is their other
no,
Link
never
5
mind,
they're
it's
adding.
pretty terrible. He has double toe guns.
Yeah, no, his feet,
He
they're a
has
little
toes
concealed by
pointing
the
in two
mark,
directions,
but they're bad,
and
yes.
they're both guns.
Well, I don't know if they're toes, but he has guns on the side of his feet. And then also has gun
Oh.
toes. Like, he's got, like, bullets
Okay.
sticking out of the side of his feet that are, like...
Yeah, no, his
opposite,
entire
they're mirrored.
feet situation is just what the hell. Also, he has an outlet. He has outlet stuck on his back.
Yeah, I don't know. But this is their second Link 5. They're giving them, a different one from End here. Has all the same back row arrows, 3+ effect monsters. Your opponent can't tribute this card on the field. Stop kaijuing me. Once per turn during the main phase, quick effect, target a rocket you control and negate the effects of one face-up card your opponent controls. Destroy that monster. Your opponent can't activate cards or effects in response. While this card is face-up on the field to start the battle phase, you can special summon a Link 4 or lower Borel Link monster from your extra deck. So just, yeah, this is your turn 1 card, basically, I think. You make it, your opponent can't... It's the 3,500 attack, I forgot to say. Your opponent can't, like, kaiju it. And then you're like, cool, I can blow up my rockets to stop your plays,
Sorry,
and then on the battle phase, I summon a big guy. The game is over.
I'm looking at the fucking ban list for Master Duel, and I'm like, what the fuck are some of these cards still doing here?
That's the weird thing, is, like, Master Duel is, like, slightly faster on ban listing because they do it, like, once a month.
Why is Bish Balkan banned?
I mean, it's because Bish Balkan does FTKs that end up on YouTube.
They're not good.
It's still, like, in a best-of-1 format. It's, like, doable enough that it's annoying. I don't mind, like, Bish Balkaning as much
There's so
as,
many
like,
FTKs that are legal. I don't know, whatever. Like, why is Corruptor evilly banned?
because you can't summon her with her on the field.
But, like, it's... As far as I know, it's not touched in either the TCG or OCG.
Well, yeah, I think it's because you usually have link monsters, or you can board around it. It's like Master Duel. It's funny you asked this. I do think Master Duel keeps stuff on the list way longer. Master Duel does occasionally like limit or ban cards because in a best-of-1 format they are annoying. I think they did actually get rid of like the one gimmick puppet that locks you to just be like, no, stop that. Stop giving your opponent that card. But also, like we said, a lot of their cards stay on the ban list for, like, so long. Like, I think, like, all the fucking runics are still, like, limit 2, which is just, like, okay, if you're not gonna limit 1, then there's no fucking point. Just give up. There's lots of other stuff that's like that, where it's just, like, why is this card... Like, you'll see them announce, like, by the way, this card's going back to 3, and you're like, that card wasn't at 3? That card hasn't been at 3? Huh? It's wild.
Do we like
Anyway.
the fucking Tempai cards?
I mean, no, the Tempai cards were limit 1 earlier this year, and if you unlimit them all, people will riot because, I don't know, they're afraid of the battle phase. Tempai's still, like, limited 1 in the OCG and TCG and stuff. That deck's basically dead. So, what are we looking for? Not Code. Who the fuck is next? Trisporal. It is Trisporal,
I believe.
yes.
Which this art is...
We are trying, but it's a little weird still.
Yeah, this,
so
this is
Boral Shroud is an
bad.
Boral Shroud is an okay card. Fatal Flare is like interesting as a combo piece, but it's going to be, if the TCG does not unban Savage Dragon, it's going to be kind of DOA, I think, because it's just another guy that equips guys. Trisporal, I think, is actually good, if I remember rightly. Art-wise, like I said, he's, like, okay, but weird. So he's got, like, a triple laser gun arm that, like, comes together. And it's, like, it's not, like, offensive. It's just, like, weird.
Why?
Why did you do that? Why does he have, like, 6 backwing jets? At least his feet are normal. Like, most of this guy's design is just a pretty normal Yu-Gi-Oh! Dragon.
Omega, I hate to tell you this. And I only know this because they were designed the same. I'm pretty sure those are still gun feet. But the barrels are drooping.
Nah, yeah, they are rounded a little, but, like, other than that, the feet design is okay. Like, I think I can get by, especially because a lot of other Boral monsters' hands are drawn like they have laser pointers, not, you know, literal gun barrel fingers. This guy could have laser pointer feet. That's okay. They otherwise look like normal feet, unlike Boral Shroud, who was like, hey, look at my size 10, my 45 caliber Jordans. Look at these giant bullets I have on my feet. So Trisporal's another Link 3. It's got the, like, left corner arrows. 2300 attack. 2+ Dark Dragon monsters, including a rocket. If this card is Link summoned, add Rapid Trigger, Heavy Interlock, or Double Trigger from your deck to your hand. So just search any of the fusion or ritual spells. You can target a face-up card in the field, or a face-up card you control, and a Dark Dragon monster in your graveyard. Destroy that card in the field. If you do, add that monster from the graveyard to your hand. You can use each effect once per turn. So this is a good Link 3 that when summoned, searches a card you need, some of which are not searchable normally, like Rapid Trigger and Double Trigger, I think are, well, Dual Wield searches Heavy Interlock or Rapid Trigger, but otherwise they're, like, not archetype searchable. Heavy Interlock is a ritual spell that names a monster that's a high level, so you can, pre-prep and prep him.
Yeah.
But still, good summon for a Link 3 that also triggers your other Boral effects. Triss Boral is good. So let's talk about Double Trigger, and then we'll talk about Boral Reboot, because Boral Reboot is super funny because Red Reboot is rightfully banned. They sent it to hell because if your opponent is playing a trap deck, they literally can't. But what's his face? Revolver uses Red Reboot in the anime, so we have to give him a new reboot. Anyway, this card's pretty wild. So this is Double Trigger, which shows the fusion of Rapid Trigger plus they're being exhaled by Riot Dragon, the ritual monster. It's a little silly. But Double Trigger is a normal spell that says activate one of these effects. You can use each effect of Double Trigger once per turn. Fusion Zone a fusion monster from your extra deck by banishing its materials from your graveyard, including a rocket, so it's just rockets now have a Miracle Fusion. Or Fusion Summon a ritual monster from your hand by banishing monsters in your graveyard whose levels equal or exceed that monster's level, including a rocket monster. So yeah, it gives them a Miracle Fusion. That's okay. I think that's perfectly doable.
That's okay.
And then, unfortunately, the last card art is pretty boring. It doesn't even look that much like Red Reboot. It's probably why a lot of people were kind of like, huh? It's just Boral Load, like, hitting a pose. It, like, looks like Borreload being summoned for the first time. Anyway, this is a counter trap that says, when your opponent activates a spell trap card where you control a rocket or Boral monster, negate the activation. If you do set that card, it can't be activated this turn. You can activate this card from your hand by paying half your LP. Honestly, that's okay. Like, I do actually think for Boral and Rocket and Dragon Link type cards, this is a good card for their archetype because they didn't really have a good way to deal with spell traps. Most of their effects are, like, negate or ignore monster effects. It's still crazy to be like, oh shit, he used Red Reboot, but we banned that card. What do we do? Red Reboot 2, but for Borals. But yeah, it's alright. I mean, you can pay half your LP, so to activate it from hand, that's cool. Sorry, I'm yawning a little. We've been here a while. There were a lot of fucking rockets, and like I said, they are adding more. Those are those last couple cards you're looking at. I think that Dragon Link / Rocket will be doing some things now once this set properly comes out. Not like the craziest shit, but they are getting some new juice. Yeah, Revolver, I mean, a lot of people in Vrains used classic cards. I am kind of surprised they didn't come up with, like, a Boral-themed Mirror Force. Magic Cylinder is, like, already kind of, like, Magic Cylinder. Actually, in fact, Magic Cylinders, the continuous trap. Let me pull up that card art to while we're leaving. But if you don't know the, like, plural Magic Cylinders... Is it called Magical Cylinders? Yeah, Magical Cylinders. So it's not just magical cylinders, but plural.
Yeah, no, he loved using those, like, just, like, fuck you cards.
But Magical Cylinders is just Boot Sector launch, but for Magic Cylinder. Like, it's just... Yeah, so they already have kind of a crossover on there. I am kind of surprised there's not more with, like, Mirror Force and stuff. I think for Mind Crush, you already have a couple of effects with some of your rockets that, like, snipe cards from deck and hand. And hand, or from deck and extra deck, and hand knowledge is so important. And Imperial Order sucks ass, so I'm glad they haven't printed that, but for rockets. But yeah, so that was the rocket episode. I guess that means it would be, yeah, we got 2 episodes left this month. Yes. So that'll mean next week should probably be Salad.
Oh no.
Unfortunately, that will also mean there's going to be a lot of those guys, some of which you've never heard of. But at least we get to talk about funny animals. Anyway, I think, has maintenance started? I'll pull out my phone. I know they already had the episode about the Grail Front. That is technically tonight. But I don't remember if we're in the phase where, like, maintenance starts at, like, 11 or maintenance starts at, like, midnight again.
Anyway, I'll see y'all again next week. Wait, are we still
Yeah,
on?
we'll see you next week. Yeah, we're here. I haven't wrapped up because I'm trying to do the promo to lead in. Let me double check the news desk. Maintenance? Is that NA maintenance? Yeah, NA. Okay, tonight at midnight. Begins in 50 minutes. So, next up from us, is at midnight when the maintenance kicks in, I will post The Wanted for Ptolemy. Please check it out. Tomorrow we'll be back with Final Fantasy XIV. Keep your eyes peeled for other stuff coming out during the week. I'm pretty sure the poll's already over, but it might not be. You can just support us on Patreon to get access to the Fail Portrayal poll. And we'll be seeing you guys later for more. And that is everything I got.
What one?
Oh, I said it. It's Salamangreat.
Oh, Smallen? We haven't done Salamangreat?
No, we haven't done Salad yet.
Weird.
But also, like I said, we're talking about Vrain's archetypes, and also Salamangreat, again, was a structure deck, so it fits into our current themes.
We can talk about what the fuck's his name again? Hold on. I think it's like
Soul
Theodore
Burner.
or some shit. No, his dumb name.
His normal human name.
Yeah, no, it's really funny because all of the other characters have their normal Japanese name. Like, it's like Yusuku, Varus. Like, I mean, obviously they're not all Japanese, but they have their normal names, except for Soulburner, who is just Theodore Hamilton.
What the fuck kind of name is that?
Because he's got to burn that soul. Anyway.
To be fair, this dude would be a Theodore.
I mean, I have seen him, yeah. But yes, that's going to be it. We'll see you later. We'll keep you apprised of the various Yu-Gi-Oh! News. Thanks for tuning in. Don't forget, like this video. Give us some likes right now, chat, if you're watching. I saw some of you in here the whole time. Fire off some likes, support for the algorithm. What are you gonna do? Get recommended more old episodes of Fail Portrayal? By the way, we have a big backlog if you want to catch up. We have done a lot of archetypes. This is like, we're in the 190s somewhere. So, fire us some likes. Don't forget to subscribe for more. And, ring your bells. And like I said, see you in Wanted in like 50 minutes. All right. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.